Let's start with the refuge prayer.
Chúng
And
ta
for
sẽ bắt đầu
emergence,
bằng
put your hands
quy y
together at the
và
heart
tứ vô lượng tâm,
with strong, good intention,
Bồ đề tâm.
altruistic
Chúng ta hãy
motivation
đặt
at
tay
the
lên ngực
words
và chúng ta phát khởi
respect and praying
cái động cơ
to
đúng
renew
đắn.
our refuge and bodhicitta
Chúng ta làm
before
mới cái
we
quy y và
do the
Bồ đề
teachings.
tâm trước khi mà chúng ta tiến vào phần nội dung.
Buddha Dhamma Sangha Aitere Pere Laitama Pavache Ayendala Aishare Vadavatuebe Endabu Tadama Sangha Aitere Pere Laitama Pavache Ayendala Aishare Vadavatuebe Endabu Tadama Sangha Aitere Pere Laitama Pavache Ayendala Aishare Vadavatuebe. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion of those near and far. May all living beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion, those near and far. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion, those near and far. According to the intelligence and predisposition of the Yatandandharama Agrela Common Goals. So we are continuing the teaching on the practice of Vajrapani which has a preliminary, main practice, and then conclusion. The preliminary practice itself has a common preliminary and uncommon. Common preliminary is you always review the four foundation of practice of Dharma, what we call the four common foundations. First is meditating briefly on the shortcomings and sufferings of samsara and sentient beings, and then develop some kind of melancholic feeling of sadness for the world, and therefore we have a very compassionate start, and nevertheless we rejoice our precious human rebirth, and reflect on the law of impermanence and death, and also law of causes and conditions, causes or laws, the law of consequences rather. People use the word karma, they think it's instant something, but law of consequences, we are all affected by. You're all law of consequences, your study, your profession, your lack of them, or whatever it is. So you don't have to even believe in the law of karma, because you're already experiencing the result of things. So those four things are commonly required to become familiarized, even to make people to enter the Buddhist path. They have to have those, so that they realize that we as a deluded sentient beings are wandering in samsara under the cloud of our own afflictions and bad habits. And until we learn to change those, we continue to have this deluded negative perception of self, our past, or people, or others, and we can never get out of that deluded perception. So in order, realizing that our perceptions are caused by our afflictions, and
do
our
bị
bad
tác động
habits,
bởi những cái
then
tập
one
khí
is
xấu,
now
những cái
taking
cảm xúc
refuge.
xấu của
So
chúng
that's
ta,
what
và chúng
begins
ta
the
quyết tâm
uncommon preliminary
quy y,
practice,
và chúng
consists
ta
of
sẽ
the
tiến vào
taking
con đường
refuge and generation of
đường
bodhicitta.
thực hành quy y và phát
So
khởi
that's
bồ đề
the
tâm.
uncommon preliminary.
Thì
Uncommon in
đó
the
là
sense
cái phần
person has
tiền
to
hành phi
become
thường, cái
Buddhist
phần chuẩn bị
and a
sơ
Mahayanist.
khởi phi thường,
You
con
have
đường
to
đại
be a
thừa.
Buddhist in general
Khi
and
mà chúng ta trở
Mahayanist in
thành một con người
particular.
Phật tử nói chung,
So
và
it's
trở
quite
thành một con
uncommon.
người đại
Uncommon in the
thừa
sense there are not
nói
many
riêng.
people who,
Và
in terms of population, there's so few
liên
Buddhists.
quan
Buddhists
đến
are not even
đến
7% of the world
dân số
population.
thì rất
So
ít
quite
người
uncommon to meet a Buddhist
đi
on
theo
the
con đường
road.
Phật pháp, và rất
When
ít
you do
người hơn
meet
nữa
them,
đi theo con đường đại
they're
thừa.
really happy to
Thì
meet one. So that
chúng
shows how
ta rất
uncommon
là
Buddhists are.
đấy gọi là con đường
Buddhists are
phi
those
thường.
people, Buddhists with beliefs. These days some people think the Buddhists can be Buddhists without without
Một
beliefs.
số người thì cho rằng là bây giờ chúng ta có thể
They
trở
think
thành
it's a
con người Phật
dry,
tử
just a
mà
way
không
of
cần có
life,
niềm tin
and it's kind of philosophy
vào
without any
Phật pháp,
spirituality.
và
That is the
đó
misunderstanding
là một
of
sự hiểu
Buddhism.
nhầm
So there are
về
no
Phật pháp,
Buddhism without beliefs.
và
If people are
không thể là
thinking
có
they're
Phật pháp mà
practicing
lại không có
Buddhism
niềm tin
without
được.
belief, then they are basically
Và
just intellectualists, and they are not within. They have a refuge. They have no refuge, let alone
họ không
bodhicitta.
có quy y gì
If
cả,
they
mà
have
họ không có
refuge
bồ
of
đề tâm gì
bodhicitta, they
cả.
have beliefs.
Nếu
They
như mà
believe
họ
in the
có
law
quy
of
y, có
karma,
bồ đề tâm thì
the
họ sẽ
existence
có
of
niềm
past
tin.
lives,
Họ tin
present
vào
life, future
về
life,
con
and
đường
causes and
luật nhân
conditions,
quả, họ tin vào
consequences, what
kiếp
we
này và
do,
kiếp sau,
what we
họ
did
tin
in the
vào việc
past,
tái
we're
sinh, họ
experiencing in
tin
this
vào
life,
những
whether
cái
we
kinh
like
nghiệm
it or
trong
not.
quá
These are
khứ,
results of
kinh
our
nghiệm trong
past.
cuộc sống này,
And
họ tin vào những cái nhân quả của
the
cuộc đời
great care
này.
we give to now, how to
Và những
change
cái sự
things
quan
now
tâm đến
is so
những cái
that we
hành động trong
believe the
cuộc đời này
consequences
vì những
will
cái
be
kết quả trong
inevitably
tương lai,
met in the future. So
và
therefore
chúng
we're
ta phải
taking
đối mặt với những kết
precaution.
quả của những hành
What
động ngày hôm nay của
thoughts
chúng
to
ta trong
drop,
tương lai.
what thoughts to
Tất
adopt,
cả những
and
cái suy
that's
nghĩ
why
nào mà chúng ta
they
sẽ
are
cần phải
uncommon in
thực
the
hiện,
sense
thì
generation of
đó chính
bodhicitta.
là những cái
And
sự
then
phát
we move
khởi
to
bồ đề
do
tâm
the
một cách phi
practice
thường.
of
Và tiếp theo
accumulation
chúng ta
of
tiến tới
merit
cái
and
phần thực hành tích
accumulation
lũy công
wisdom.
đức
So
và tích
accumulation
lũy
merit
trí
is
tuệ,
to achieve
tích
the
lũy
Rupakaya.
công đức.
But the hindrance in
Trong cuộc sống
reaching
của chúng ta
Rupakaya,
thì
we
chúng ta
have
có rất
lots of
nhiều cái
afflictive
trở
obscurations,
ngại
karmic
về cảm xúc,
obscurations.
chướng ngại
So
về nghiệp.
therefore we need to remove
Do vậy là
those
chúng ta cần phải loại
by
bỏ những
doing
chướng ngại
the
đó thông qua việc
accumulation merit,
tích lũy công đức,
by making
thông
offerings
qua việc cúng dường,
and paying doing the
và thông
sevenfold
qua
prayers,
việc thực hành bài tâm niệm 7 nhánh.
and so making those 8 offerings and
Và khi mà chúng ta
seven
cúng
prayers
dường
is
8
to
món và
accumulation
chúng ta
merit
thực hành bài công
in
niệm 7
order
nhánh
to remove
để
those
loại bỏ
afflictive
tất cả
obscurations so
những
that
cái
we
chướng
become
ngại che chướng về cảm xúc
eligible to
nhiễm
achieve
ô,
the Rupakaya.
và chúng ta có
Now
thể
the
đạt được
second
sắc thân.
accumulation is
Thứ hai,
accumulation
cái
or
tích lũy thứ
stock
hai
of merit,
là chúng ta tích
stock of
lũy
wisdom rather,
trí
stock
tuệ.
of wisdom.
Chúng
So
ta
that's
tích
what
lũy
we're
trí tuệ, cái
starting.
bồ
So
tư
yesterday,
lương
last
trí tuệ.
night we finished the
Ngày hôm
teachings
qua thì
on
chúng ta đã kết thúc cái
what I've
phần
just
giảng
outlined, summarized
về
there.
một số
Now
cái nội
tonight
dung liên
teaching
quan
will
đến phần
be
tích lũy này.
the
Và tối ngày hôm nay thì
accumulation
chúng
of
ta
the
sẽ
stock
sang cái
of
phần
wisdom.
tích lũy trí tuệ.
This is really
Đây
what
thực sự
constitutes the
là một phần
wisdom is
cái việc nói về tích lũy trí tuệ.
one who knows his or her
Người
nature
mà
of simultaneously born nature of the mind. But we
về
should meditate on this
cái trạng
simultaneous
thái tâm thức
nature
của
of
chúng
one's
ta
own mind,
thì
which
chúng
is
ta
very
cần phải
light
thiền
and
định.
empty.
Chúng ta
So
hiểu
therefore,
rằng
main meditation is to
cái phần thiền
meditate
định
on the
chính của chúng ta là thiền định
meritorious
về
practice of wisdom, of emptiness.
trí tuệ, tánh không.
So
Do
why
vậy,
we need to
tại
meditate
sao
on
chúng ta lại cần phải thiền
emptiness
định
is we
về
have to
tánh không?
de-identify
Chúng ta cần phải xác định
ourselves
bản thân
as
chúng ta
name, as
như là
nationality, as a gender,
không
or
có danh
color,
tính,
or
không
creed,
có
or
tên
all
hiệu,
these things.
không có
When
màu sắc,
people are
không
so
có sắc thái.
attached to me,
Bởi vì chúng ta bị bám chấp vào
without
cái tôi,
realizing
cái
that
ngã,
we
mà
are
chúng ta
not
không nhận thức được
aggregate, we are not
cái
body, we are
ngũ
not
uẩn của
skin,
chúng
we
ta,
are
cái cơ thể của chúng ta,
not flesh, we are not
cái da thịt của
anything.
chúng ta, tất cả những điều
These
đó.
are something
Đó
else. These are
là
called
những
skin
điều-
and flesh. But by the
đó,
time
những
you
cái da thịt
strip
của
all
chúng
of
ta.
this, there's no
Nhưng mà
self
khi
to be
mà chúng
found.
ta loại bỏ tất
So
cả những
the
điều đó thì cái
accumulation
tôi ở đâu
of
cũng
stock
không
of
tìm được
wisdom
nữa. Cái
constitute
tôi ở đâu cả.
meditation on emptiness of self,
Do vậy là chúng ta
and
cần phải
thereby
thiền quán về tánh không.
reciting the mantra Om
Và chúng ta
Shunayata
chỉ
Jnana
tụng
Vajra
cái
Swabhava
chú
Atma
tánh không.
Ko Hang as you begin the sadhana.
Khi mà
So
chúng
you
ta bắt
recite
đầu
that
nghi
mantra
quỹ,
that actually is at the beginning
đó là cái
on the
phần bắt
very
đầu
text Om
của
Shunyata Jana Vaja
cái câu
Swabhava
chú.
Atma
Chúng
Ko
ta mở cái
Hang.
nghi
So
quỹ
that's
ra.
why
Nghi quỹ của chúng ta
we
ở
need
trang
to
4 ấy,
purify
thì có câu chú ở giai
the
đoạn
gross
sinh khởi.
body to which we have
Khi
mistakenly
đó thì
identified
chúng
ourselves.
ta chuyển
So we
hóa
need to wash
cái
away
thân thể, cơ thể thô lậu của mình mà chúng
the
ta thường nhầm
dirt,
lẫn nó là
thinking
chính
we
là
are
chúng ta.
body.
Và
It's
chúng ta
very
hay nghĩ
dirty.
về
That is
cơ
the
thể
very
của chúng
dirtiest of
ta
all
thực ra là
dirtiest,
rất là
because
bẩn
all other
thỉu.
dirt can be washed in
Và tất
water.
cả những cái sự bẩn thỉu
But
đó thì
this
có thể được
dirt
tịnh
of
hóa.
thinking that I am my
Và
body,
chúng ta
I'm
suy
my
nghĩ
gender,
rằng
I'm my
tôi
profession,
chính là cái thân thể của
I'm my
tôi,
success,
tôi
this
là
is
cái
the
sự thành công của
dirt. So we
tôi.
need to
Đó tất cả là những thứ nhiếp ô.
purify,
Chúng ta cần phải
cleanse
tịnh
the
hóa,
dirt of
chúng ta
these
làm sạch
impurities.
tất cả những cái sự bất
And
tịnh
then
đó.
in the
Và
on the field of
và
emptiness, then
trong
we need to
cái
sow
trạng
the
thái tánh
seed
không như vậy,
of
chúng ta cần phải
becoming the
nhìn thấy
deity.
trở thành một vị
So
Bồ
that's
Tôn.
why we
Đó
recite
là
the
phần
mantra
chúng ta
Om
tụng cái vị chú
Shunyata Jana
Om
Vaja
Shunyata
Swabhava
Jana
Atma
Vaja
Ko Hang.
Subhava Atma Hang.
That means that
Đó
all
là
phenomena,
tất
be
cả
it
mọi hiện
animate and
tượng,
inanimate, from
mọi
matter
hiện
to
tượng của luân
conscious,
hồi và
all
niết
of
bàn
these things do not truly exist.
không thực
Nothing
sự
is
tồn tại,
independently
không có cái
exists.
gì là
Everything
thực
is
sự tồn
merely
tại, có tự
imputed.
tính,
Nothing
và
is truly and
không
independently,
có cái gì
innately
thực sự là
existent.
tồn tại một
So
cách độc
therefore
lập.
you dissolve
Do vậy là
everything
chúng
into the
ta hòa tan
luminosity
tất
of
cả mọi thứ
emptiness.
vào trong tánh không.
So the meaning of
Và ý nghĩa
Om Shunyata Jana Vaja
của Om
Swabhava
Shunyata
Ko
Jana
Hang
Vaja
is that
Subhava
I am.
Kohan là
I
tôi,
am by nature,
và cái bản tánh,
the
bản tính
adamantine transcendental wisdom of
là
emptiness.
trí
So
tuệ
you
trong
are
sáng và
empty
tánh không
of self.
của tánh không.
So
Chúng ta
therefore
bản
you
thân chúng ta không
dissolve
có cái gì
into
thực sự
emptiness,
là cái tôi cả.
and so all the wrong
Tất
conception
cả những cái sự nhận thức sai
of
lầm
grasping
đó
to name and gender
về
and
cái việc
color
bám
and
chấp về
so on,
giới
as
tính, về tên
these kind of
tuổi,
wrong
vân vân.
conceptions
Tất
are
cả những
completely
thứ đó đều là những nhận thức
destroyed
sai
by
lầm.
this thunderbolt of
Và
wisdom, and therefore you
do
now
chúng ta thiếu cái
reclaim
trí tuệ đó,
your
và chúng
entitylessness.
ta
So
tái nhận dạng lại, tái
what
định
I
dạng lại
call
bản thân chúng ta.
de-identification of
Chúng ta
yourself
tái định
and
dạng lại bản thân chúng
re-identification
ta.
of yourself as emptiness. I am, because
Chúng ta
ahang. Atma ko ham is I am by nature, the adamantine transcendental wisdom of emptiness. So with this in mind, you try to stay a little while in meditating on the dissolution of your psychophysical person, your gross body, your name, your habits, everything vanishes. This is called meditation on Dharmadhatu or Dharmakaya, because Dharmakaya is a wisdom body and Rupakaya is a form body. So now it is from the wisdom body we need to manifest.
Chúng ta cần phải hóa hiện ra cái pháp thân trí
So
tuệ
here,
đó.
the reason for that is in the Paramitayana, you have to accumulate merit for 3 uncountable eons.
Chúng ta cần phải tích
In
lũy công đức
Vajrayana
trong
is a
3
result
lượng
in
vô lượng
Mahayana.
kiếp.
So we, within these short few minutes, we recite the mantra of emptiness. We dissolve our notion of self into emptiness. And then from that instantaneously, with the transcendental wisdom, due to the skillful dispensation of the mantrayana practices, within that very moment, you instantly dissolve, because you know you are truly, you are totally empty of any inherent existence whatsoever. You're just merely labeled after color or something like that, a name, which are not us, because we're named after someone. You know, say if you're named after your grandfather, you're not your grandfather, are you? So who are you? You're not your grandfather, but yet you're named after him. Or you may be named after your past generations sort of profession, carpenter. You know, so are you doing carpentry? Yeah. So the names are merely labels. So here, knowing that everything is merely label and not grasping them be truly existing, you meditate on the emptiness. So that is the most important requirement for Vajrayana deity yoga is you have to realize, do the meditation on emptiness. Yeah? So that's what we call here, technically, accumulation of transcendental wisdom, which is the cause of realizing
gọi
Dharmakaya.
là nhận thức được về pháp thân.
Now we come to the main
Và
practice.
bây giờ
The
chúng ta
main
đi vào
practice
phần thực hành
itself.
chính. Phần thực hành chính ở đây là
Please,
gì?
I gather you all have the copy of the
Thầy
outline I
tin
sent.
rằng là chúng ta đã có
So
cái
this
phần
is
ghi
divided
quỹ
into two
và
parts:
phần
sessional yoga and
đề cương của cái bài giảng ngày hôm
post-meditational
nay.
yoga. Yeah,
Chúng ta có hai phần.
post-sessional yoga. Sessional
Phần đầu
yoga
tiên
means
là
the
phần
practices you do
thực
during
hành
the practice
chúng
itself.
ta thực hành trong
So
cái bản ghi quỹ này.
the sessional yoga is now you enter into
Bây giờ cái
meditation
phần du
to
già,
become the deity, to
chúng ta
become the
quán tưởng
form
để chúng ta
aspect
trở
of
thành
emptiness,
và
which
bổn
we
tôn.
call deity.
Chúng
So
ta
what is
quán
the
tưởng
deity?
chúng ta trở thành
Deity,
bổn tôn.
deity
Bổn tôn
of
ở đây có nghĩa là
wisdom,
gì?
a wisdom
Bổn tôn
deity.
ở
So
đây
we're
là bổn tôn
meditating
trí
on a
tuệ.
wisdom deity,
Chúng
not
ta
a
thiền
kind of
quán về bổn
monolithic,
tôn trí tuệ.
free-floating spirit of a god of some sort. There, we are not that. We are what we call transcendental wisdom deity. So wisdom deity. So what you do is this meditation is divided into quite a few sections. Yeah, 4 stages. There's 4 stages of deity yoga meditation, and this is we're going to go through that. All phenomena of samsara and nirvana. So all phenomena meaning anything between matter and consciousness. All conditioned phenomena of samsara and nirvana are by nature become unobjectified emptiness, clear light, luminosity, similar to space. So all phenomena vanish tracelessly. And you too dissolve your ordinary sense of physical person and name. You dissolve all your suffering, all your fears, anxiety, all are illusory, and they are all dissolved into emptiness. Out of that state of emptiness, then you create what you call here is out of that state of emptiness arise a dark blue syllable hung. So that's why what you have here in the first stage is approaching to become the deity. So that is so approaching to become the deity. So this one has 2 parts. First is creation of the protective chakra from a lotus and moon disk. So here exactly from that state of emptiness, out of the state of emptiness arise a dark blue syllable hung. Dark blue syllable hung is the seed syllable or bija mantra of Vajrapani. The seed syllable hung is a seed syllable of many deities, like other deities as well. Light is issued from this hung, syllable hung. I think there is a drawing of the syllable hung there in your handout. And then the syllable hung itself mysteriously transformed into large and spacious Vajra palace. The Vajra palace means a huge dome made out of Vajra. Vajra is indestructible by apocalyptic cyclone or fire or nothing can destroy it because it is all indestructible. So Vajra palace, you completely enclosed in a protected palace. So in the center of that palace, is a syllable Hri, from which arise multicolored 8-petal lotus. Upon the lotus from syllable R arises clear and radiant moon. So you have this. So you have syllable Hung that transform into a Vajra palace, and then inside that there is a syllable Hri, and that becomes a multicolored lotus flower that represents relative bodhicitta. Then on top of that is a moon disk that represents ultimate bodhicitta. Upon the moon disk, from the dark syllable Hung, so we remember dark syllable Hung is the seed syllable of Vajrapani, arises a slightly open 5-pronged black Vajra. So this is 5-pronged means one in the middle, one on each the 4 cardinal directions. So 5-pronged open means it's not closed like normal Vajras. Common peaceful Vajras are closed, and wrathful Vajras are open. So open prong, black Vajra marked by a syllable Hung in its center. So that kind of this visualization, that what you have from the dharmata of emptiness is first Abhisambodhi. Abhisambodhi meaning perfect enlightenment. There are 5 stages of enlightenment. 5 abhisambodhi we call it, before you become the deity. First is the emptiness, abhisambodhi of the dharmata of emptiness. So that's everything dissolved into emptiness. Second abhisambodhi is appearance of multicolored lotus flower and moon disk from the seed syllables. And so the third abhisambodhi is visualization of seed syllable Hướng standing on top of the moon disk and the lotus on the bed of emptiness. Now the fourth abhisambodhi is upon the moon disk. Upon the moon disk, from the dark syllable Hướng, there are syllable Hướng which arise slightly open, 5-pronged black vajra marked by syllable Hướng at center. That's the fourth abhisambodhi, is hand implements of Vajrapani. With 5 prongs standing upright. And then the fifth abhisambodhi is complete transformation of all the above into the deity. So therefore it says, light rays shine from the vajra, make offering to the noble ones, purifies and heals all diseases and malignant spirits, sins and obscurations, obstacles, external, internal, secret obstacles of sentient beings. Having done that, then all the rays of light absorb back into the 5-pronged vajra standing on top of the lotus and moon disk, and then it completely transforms into yourself as a Vajrapani. So that is what we call the first stage of approaching to become the deity. These 5 abhisambodhi represent the 5 wisdoms as well, but we won't go into these 5 wisdoms. But these 5 wisdoms correspond to this mirror-like wisdom, wisdom of equality, wisdom of discrimination, wisdom of accomplishment, wisdom of dharmadhatu. All of these 5 abhisambodhi respectively correspond all of those. So from that manifest now in the form of Shri Vajrapani. And that becoming of yourself as Vajrapani takes you to the second stage. From the complete transformation of this, now this is called, whereby you are now describing the iconographical form of yourself. So you are now, your form as a form of the deity Vajrapani is all celestial, okay, not tangible, not fleshy, bubbly, body like ordinary body are. You're all celestial, all natural, of light, very light. You can appear as all these descriptions, but all nature of light, So that's why it's very important. So it says, from the complete transformation of this, I appear as Shri Vajrapani. Shri means glorious. Vajrapani means holder of Vajra in the hand. Pani means in the hand. Pani is locative of in the hand. And what is in the hand? Vajra. Vajrapani means Vajra in the hand. Tibetan word for Vajrapani is chak na dorje. Chak is hand, na is locative, dorje is vajra. So vajra in hand, Vajrapani. Bhuta Tamara is a B-H-U-T-A. Bhuta is a demon. Damara means subduer or killer or slayer. So subduer of demons. Vajrapani Buddha Damara means subduer of Vajrapani, who is a subduer of demons. Demons. So demons are external, internal. Subduer of demons. He is translated here. Subduer of demons and the king of wrathful ones. So that's the kind of a synonym of Vajrapani, Lord of power, Lord of king of wrathful ones. My body is dark blue in color. But when we say my body, don't think of a solid, tangible body. Body is the form of the appearance is the body, but not a tangible body with skin and flesh and carcass and lungs. Not like that. It's all nature of life. This is a celestial being. My body is dark blue. Dark blue. Vajrapani is dark blue in color to symbolize his wrath. to the ego, to the grasp. The ego is the cause of all suffering. So Vajrapani is the subduer of the inner demon. Dark, syllable, color, one face, and four arms. He's armed with four. Held aloft in my right hand, he's holding in the upper right hand is a blue Vajra, slightly open prongs we were mentioning. And so this means that he has totally conquered the wrong five afflictions, developed the five wisdoms, remember? Now his manifestation of five wisdom. We went through the five Abhisambodhis. Now his very hand insignia is symbolizing why he's holding five-pronged Vajra. He has completely crushed the demon, the wrong views of the five aggregates, and not mistakenly see them as self. They're transforming all of the five aggregates as a wisdom. And so therefore his hand implements held in the five-pronged Vajra it symbolizes what he has accomplished. With the threatening gesture of my forefinger, my upper left, first this upper left arm, a grasp of Vajra noose. So Vajra noose, while one is in a threatening gesture, one is holding a Vajra noose. Vajra noose means a rope. Rope is to catch the ego or demon who is escaping, and so you are there to, Vajrapani is there to catch and trap your suffering and the causes. The two man hands, thus the first two hands, the two man hands at my heart perform the demon subduing gesture. The demon subduing gesture is this. So you interlock the two ring fingers like this, and you press your middle and little finger by the thumb like this, and so the top, your right hand is top, left hand is down, two ring fingers interlock like this, okay? So this is called demon subduing gesture. So that's what it says here. With the threatening gesture, my two mind hands are at my heart perform the demon subduing mudra. Mudra means gesture, okay? My fangs are bad, so you're very wrathful, and therefore your fangs are bad. That symbolizes that you are going to sort of bite the ego, bite the demon of self-grasping, and bad. And my tongue is curled upward. Your red tongue is vibrating and curled inside and wrathful. My three round eyes, my three round red eyes glare fierce. This very fierce for a while. My orange upraised eyebrows and head are all upraised to symbolize that you are ever increasing your ability to accomplish the Buddha activities. And your head is adorned by the five dry skulls. Why you're wearing the five dry skulls? You're dark blue in color, and your dry skulls are white color. So skull is white color, very colorful because the background, your body is dark blue, and then you have the white dry skulls. This symbolizes you're completely deprived of grasping of ego. So your ego has finished. And wear a necklace of 50 fresh skulls. Fresh skulls means freshly severed heads. Okay, so blood dripping and eyes and ears and nose still there. So that kind of 50 of them. That symbolizes you have your incredible compassion towards this incessant and compassion towards sentient beings. And then it says adorned by 8 great Nagas. So here I have put in the handout the chart which shows the 8 great Nagas. The 8 great Nagas are, because Vajrapani Buddha Dhammara in particular, he doesn't wear other crowns like other jewelry, all of the crown and earring, necklace, girdle, sash, and anklets, and all of them are the 8 great Nagas. So we have given you the 8 great Nagas, or snakes actually, the names of the 8 snakes, and the meaning of each of the snakes, and the color of them, symbol of them, and location. So please look at the chart. That's why I prepared that for you, so that you can study that, so that all the snakes, for instance, the crown inside the upraised orange hairs is this incredible blue snake, curling around the hairs, and that symbolizes the crown. that symbolize the perfection of generosity, and therefore, and also symbolize the triumphant nature of yourself, or as Vajrapani, over all the demons, and particularly subterranean creatures like the Nagas. Yeah. So likewise, you have your earrings are not normal earrings. The earrings are two tiny snakes, yellow snakes, both yellow snakes on both ears. This symbolizes perfection of listening and study, and yellow in color, and so on. So I won't go into that, because if I try to explain all of that, it take a long time. So adorned by 8 great Nagas. The meaning that adorned by 8 great Nagas is that every one of those ornaments usually symbolize perfection, generosity, or right speech, or right actions, and so on. So you are now conquered. You are supremacy over all Nagas. So that's why lots of people's lives are harmed by Naga spirits, the subterranean creatures, because there are certain karma we have created that attracts the harm to be. We are vulnerable from the Nagas. So then people develop a lot of leg diseases, a lot of swelling of the leg, and lower body diseases, because they have displeased and upset the Nagas. So Vajrapani practice is very good to cure many illnesses and prevent those kind of illnesses. So that's why, drawn by 8 great Nagas, I wear the lower garment of a tiger skin. So you're wearing tiger skin to symbolize even the most ferocious animals are frightened by your Vajrapani's appearance, and a cap of blue silk. I'm standing in the midst of burning flames of transcendental wisdom. My right leg bent inwards, and my outside left leg trampled on the demon Aparajita. So in that stance, you are standing, dancing on top of the Aparajita. Aparajita, Jita means victory, Aparajita means by others. So means you cannot be conquered by others. Aparajita, who lies face downwards and 3 eyes and 4 hands. So Aparajita looks just like oneself, Vajrapani. He's got also 4 arms and 3 eyes, and he's got all the kind of skill to harm other sentient beings. But because you are indomitable, Aparajita means indomitable. You cannot be conquered by others. 4 hands. My right hand holds his right hand, Aparajita's right hand holds a drum, because he drums distraction to people. And you can see some people get distracted by something, and they completely got cursed by the distraction. So like he beats the drum, and he left, and another hand hold her curved blade, while left hand holds skull cup and a trident. So these are the 4 hand implements: the drum, the curved blade, and the skull cup and trident. These are the 4 hand implements that the Maras harm sentient beings. Yeah? He wears a lower garment of a tiger skin, and yellow hair is knotted on top of his head. So visualizing that far, that takes you to the second stage. The first stage. First stage is the stage of approaching to become the deity. Basically, you have become the deity. Now, the second stage is called near approach of the deity, near approaching the deity, meaning you are now nearer to becoming the deity. How? On the forehead is white syllable Om. So you visualize seed syllable Om. Seed syllable Om is not a studied thing. You see, syllable the nature, light within light. His blue body is dark blue, but within that dark blue, there's amazing seed syllable Om, white in color radiating. Why? That symbolizes you as a Vajrapani is represent the Vairochana, the holy enlightened body of all the Buddhas, the essence of all the Buddhas of 3 times. At my throat is red syllable A. That is the red syllable A represent the essence of the holy speech of all the Buddhas. Amitabha, red syllable A represent Amitabha, and A represent Amitabha. Om represent Vairochana. At my heart is blue syllable Hung represent Akshobhya, blue color. So white Om, red A, throat, blue, hung, all sadhanas go through that. So that visualizing Om on the forehead, white color, which is Virochana, and the purity of holy speech. Red are the throat, represent Amitabha, purity of speech. Blue syllable hung at the heart represent the purity of mind and Akshobhya. So these three, visualizing these three on top of your forehead, throat and heart is the second stage, near approach of becoming the deity. Now we move to the third stage. Third stage is that light rays shine forth from the hung. So from the seed syllable hung in your heart, light rays shine out. What does it do? Inviting from his abode. So this is the abode of the wisdom beings. Yeah, wisdom being. Dharmakaya, Dharmadhatu. This is the wisdom abode. And, O Lord of the wrathful ones, subdued. You are invoking Vajrapani. The invoker is Samaya Sattvas, symbolic beings, Vajrapani. You're just a symbolic just yet, because you're only on the second stage. And you're inviting the wisdom being, Jnana Sattva, in order to reach to go to the next level. So you're invoking wisdom being. How are you invoking? As I say, light rays shine from the hung. You have dhyana, concentration, light rays shining. Inviting from his abode, Lord wrathful, subdue demons, Sri Vajrapani Buddha Dhamara, surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the form of wisdom being Vajrapani. And that's the visualization. The mantra is Om Vajra Samaja. Mudra is touching your two fists. The right one on the left heart, and then Om Vajra Samaja. Snap the finger and cross the Om Vajra Samaja. So basically, you unveil the wisdom being before you. So now you are as a symbolic being Vajrapani practitioner. Vajrapani sees the wisdom being Vajrapani. As soon as they appear, what do? You make the 8 offerings. Yeah, you make the 8 offerings. So the 8 offerings are the same as one we explained yesterday. Om Buddha Dhamma Rasa Parivara, Om Baza Aragam Ahung. And so you do the mantra, and you do the mudra, and you do the visualization. So after you have done that, then you cause the wisdom being to enter into you. So this is called, you will do the 4 gestures. Ja is a hook gesture, hung is a rope gesture, and bam is a chain gesture, bell is a ho is a bell gesture. So ja, hung, Vam, Ho causes the fusion of the wisdom being into this symbolic Samaya Sattva. So Samaya Sattva and the Jnana Sattva become one. Becoming one. And that's accomplished the third stage. Third stage is becoming the deity. Now you are Vajrapani. Only one more stage for you to go before you finish the practice is that again, it says the word again. So again is the even though you have become Vajrapani, but you need to be endorsed, you need to be enthroned and anointed by the other 4 Buddhas, remember? So therefore, in order to receive the anointment and encouragement or coronation of yourself as a Vajrapani, again light rays shine from the hung, seeds of hung, within my heart, invoking the 5 Tathagatas. 5 Tathagatas are Tathagata Akshobhya, Tathagata Radna Sambhava, Tathagata Amitabha, Tathagata Amoghasiddhi, Tathagata Virochana. These 5 Buddha Tathagatas are all invoked before, so as they can officiate you, anoint you as the fully enlightened Vajrapani. So for that reason, you therefore do the 4th stage, invocation of empowerment deities through mantra, reciting Om Vajra Samanza, through mudra, doing the hand gesture, through dhyana, light is shining from your heart, it unveils, and all the 5 Buddha officials are there to do the official anointment of you. So how do they? So as soon as they appear, what is the procedure of anointing you as a Vajrapani? As soon as they appear through your invocation mudra, through mantra mudra dhyana, then you again make them offering. You don't just ask them to do the job. You first show your courtesy. So that's why the third offering here is on Panchakula Saparivare Om Vaja Argam. You same 8 offerings, but to whom you're offering is the Panchakula. Pancha means 5, Kula means family. So what are the 5 families? Vajra family, yeah, Lotus family, yeah, Lotus family, Jewel family, Wheel family, and Sword family. So these are the Panchakulas. Panchakula is they are named after Vajra. Vajra is Akshobhya, blue color. Yeah. Then the Jewel family is Radha Sambhava. Yeah. Wheel family is Amoga Siddhi, sorry, Verochana, and the Lotus family is Amitabha, and Sword family is Amoga Siddhi. So the Panchakula is you are making this offering to all the 5 Buddhas, because all the 5 Buddhas are there from the different kulas. Kula means family, Pancha means 5 families. And you're making offering to each of the 5. And why? I request all the Tathagatas bestow upon me their consecration. Each of the 5 Buddhas have consecration to you. Vajra will give you Vajra consecration, and each of them has their own consecration. So when the Akshobhya gives the Vajra consecration, your hatred is purified, and so on. And each of the 5 afflictions are purified by receiving this employment. And so what happens is, as a result of you making these 5 offerings and making the supplication, because you are actually formally requesting the 5 Tathagatas, to bestow upon you the empowerment, the anointment, the encouragement, and the coronation. Lots of people are qualified. They finish the degree, and every day, if we look at samsarically speaking, they study 6 years or 5 years or 4 years, whatever undergraduate degree they did, and they have got the degree, but they still haven't got the license. So they have to go and apply the license, don't they? Likewise, you as a Vajrapani, Vajrapani is already full-fledged, but you're seeking the approval and anointment of the Buddha. So for that you made a application, so to speak, and then they come before you and respond to you positively, saying, Tathagata reply. The Tathagatas are the Akshobhya Tathagata, Tathagata Akshobhya, yeah? Tathagata Ratna Sambhava, Tathagata Amitabha, Tathagata Amoga Siddhi, Tathagata Verochana. So all the Tathagatas reply, just as the Blessed One. So just as Blessed One was, just as Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, historic Buddha, when he was born in Lumbini, bathed by the gods. Not that he needs to be bathed, but Indra and Brahma and all the gods appeared and brought holy water poured onto him to welcome him, really, to anoint him, really. I mean, we always wash, don't we, before we go out or do something like that. Here, you have now come out for the sake of all saints. You appear as a Vajrapani. You are now being welcomed at the time of his own birth. With the pure water of celestial realms, they pour the holy water, they play music and so on. In the same way, we, the 5 Tathagatas, bestow this very consecration to your birth as a Vajrapani to anoint you. So saying, they say, Om Sarva Tathagata. So Om means homage, hail, basically. Sarva Tathagata means all the Tathagatas. All the Tathagatas, there's no Tathagatas are excluded within the 5 Tathagatas. So all the Tathagatas, Sarva Tathagatas. Abhishekata meaning profound empowerment. Samaya Shriya Hum. Samaya means is the holy pledge. The Shri means glorious, the glorious holy pledge of all the Tathagatas to give you this perfect empowerment. Hung means bless. So saying, imagine the Tathagata, particularly Akshobhya. Akshobhya is the presiding Tathagata, yeah? Because you belong to Akshobhya. Akshobhya Buddha pours the water over you. The other four Buddhas rings the bell and strew flowers and whatnot to officiate your enthronement as a fully enlightened Vajrapani. So the text says, as I speak, as we as a practitioner of Vajrapani speak, the Tathagatas, the five Tathagatas bestow consecration by pouring water from the vase. Yeah, Akshobhya pours water into you, and others ring the bell, bring the incense, and play various celestial musics and so on. As that's happening, your body is completely inside out washed. Not only you're washed, your body is completely inundated by nectar. This nectar is just indescribable. You cannot see them in any way. It's just the liquid bodhicitta. We like to develop bodhicitta so much that you are now washed and bathed and completely saturated by the incredible cleansing nectar. Just mere drop, one drop it touches anywhere, the whole body becomes incredibly, indescribably blessed. So if you are internally inundated by this nectar, you're completely flooded by the nectar to the extent of filling your whole body. All your karma and obscurations and obstacle, inner, outer, and secret obstacles all cleansed. And the nectar then not only fills your whole body, but it now overflows from your crown chakra, and instantly that crown overflowing water nectar transforms into tiny akshobhya on top of your head. So that is called adorning the Lord with family, receiving the empowerment, making the request, and then armoring through Vajrapani. So now you have become Vajrapani. Now, next is, before you go to the mantras, now you need to armor. You need to bind the armor. Bind the armor means you have to do the hand gesture of a demon subduing gesture. So you do the Vajrapani hand gesture, this one, yeah, there one, and then you touch your heart, your throat, your forehead, and crown. This is an ascending order, yeah. Your heart, throat, forehead, and crown. These four chakras by this demon subduing gesture. Because remember, people have lots of emotions. The heart is a very dangerous place. You resort to some emotions, you are finished. And speech is a very dangerous door. And a lot of people slip the words from the mouth because demon of the bad mouthing. So we need to also lock that door. And also we need to we need a lot of thoughts in the skull, we need to also heal that, and then the crown. So that's why you say Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, and while reciting mantra, perform the gesture, and so the interlocking. They say perform the mudra by interlocking the two ring fingers. That's like this. The right one is like this, and left one down, and the other thumb, the ring finger, so little finger and middle finger are pressed by the thumbs, and so therefore this is called the actual Vajrapani gesture. So Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, and it says here, the description is very clearly written, perform the mudra by interlocking the two ring fingers, and on each hand bind inward the four little fingers and pressing the middle finger against the palm with the knuckle of the thumb. So look at the Vajrapani Tanka or your leg on and this, and then you snap the finger. Then you snap the finger. Okay. Sometimes you can do that when you are a little bit something in your heart or the mind. You just do Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape, Hung Vajrape. So So then, now you are ready to do the meditation, Semji meditation. The Semji meditation is to hold your mind onto the divine pride. You have to hold your mind. It says, hold the mind for a while in meditation upon the naturalness of one's own body and appearance. Naturalness means your body's appearance is so natural. It's not concocted, not human-made. It's a natural, and your body is part of the nature of light. You're not considered made out of mud or bronze or copper or rubber or anything like that. You're all nature of light. So you're light, but within the light there's incredible artistic manifestation, the appearance of yourself as Vajrapani. And this appearance of a really dark blue, short, sort of limbed deity called Vajrapani, who has 4 arms and really orange hairs and 3 eyes and bad fangs and vibrating tongue and very sharp fangs, and wearing all these amazing snakes on your crown and ears and necklace and sash and girdle and bracelets is also snakes and anklets also snakes. You're completely covered in snakes. Just imagine if you have one snake around your neck. Here you have how many snakes? You don't have just 8 snakes, okay? Because some of them are 2, like the bracelets are 2, anklets are 2, so 8 plus 10 and 12 already. 12 already. So there are the 12 snakes. 12 snakes. Your body is completely covered in 12 snakes. And you need to now develop this incredible appearance. Not only you're dark blue and short, chubby, and wearing tiger skin and standing on top of the Mara that is completely overwhelmed by your domination. You are indomitable by anything, and you are holding this Vajra peacefully. Also, you have the Vajra noose. Vajra is to threaten, and the noose is you will hurl and catch if they run. And so you're not letting anybody unaccounted for. You're going to subdue them and liberate them from their darkness. And so therefore you are very fearsome looking towards all the obstacles, and they could not near you. You're completely standing in the midst of burning flames of transcendental wisdom fire. When we look at the tongue of Vajrapani, like this one. I have got the back of my book. So this is Vajrapani. So it's standing in a very, very dark, and the lotus and the moon disk and the Lord Aparajita, and standing upright on top of the demon, on the demon. And so that is you're standing upright and very, very fearful. This fire represents wisdom. Wisdom incinerates the fuel of ignorance. Okay, so one's whole appearance of a Vajrapani Buddha Dhammara. Buddha Dhammara subduer of demons. So therefore, you pause there and do the meditation on the called Semji. First is you do a divine pride for a few minutes. You just say, I am fully enlightened Vajrapani, devoid of any faults and flaws, but embodiment of all the qualities of wisdom, compassion, and power. I am Vajrapani, indomitable one. So this mind, you are not ordinary person, you are fully enlightened embodiment of the power of all the Buddha's wisdom. So in this fame, with this sense of identity, you try to hold this strong divine pride. I am Vajrapani. I am not afraid of anything. I have all the qualities. I am devoid of any flaws. I am the embodiment of Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, everything. So you develop this very strong divine pride and do the divine pride meditation for a while. After that, then you develop the general form of your deeds, form of your appearance, that you are blue, you're four-armed, and two-legged, and standing on the floor, one mara, and so on. That's the general sort of overall. Then you specifically focus on the three eyes and nose and very reddish interior of nostrils and mouth, vibrating tongue, very sharp kind of fangs, bared. Your three eyes are very round and red, and you have eyebrows and hairs are all orange and yellow colors appraised. Your body is dark blue in color. You're completely draped in many snakes, all hissing and curling and about to attack, so that you are symbolized. You're completely fearlessly covered in snakes. You could dominate all spirit world, including the Nagas. You will completely conquer them. So your whole appearance, you should have this specific appearance of the color, the nature, the appearance, the mood, and the compassion. Other looks, you look very regressive and fearful, but you're very peaceful inside, out of compassion. It's a fierce compassion that you're manifesting. So with this mind, you need to hold your mind sometimes on just at the middle eye, that is dark in the center, reddish in the tinge with the white eyes, orange upraised, eyebrows, and the same goes the right and left eyes, and pointy nose, very red, radiant red nostrils, as well as a very beautiful white teeth, but very dark blue skin, dark blue skin and white teeth with the fangs bared and vibrating tongue and a very wrathful look. And even the snakes, the snakes on the ears are yellow in color, the other snakes on the necklace and sash. You just focus all of that try to all the appearance very, very vivid and clear, but nothing is real or tangible or solid. And this goes from the center eye all the way to the transcendental wisdom flames of fire, not to mention the demon aparajita, which is trampled by you, which is subjugated by you, and you're dancing on top of it. You're not doing with the hard way, you're just still elegantly dancing on it, indomitably. And there's an amazing kind of you are standing on the lotus and moon disk. You are inside this incredible Vajra palace that no external harm can penetrate through in, and because you won't have any illness, because you don't have a gross physical body, you're all celestial body. Your mind is completely free of any affliction, therefore, because you are embodiment of wisdom. So with this mind, you pause there in quietness. It says, hold your mind for a while in meditation upon the naturalness of one's own body and appearance of Sri Vajrapani Buddha Dhamma. Meditate on the divine pride of being Vajrapani at the 13th stage of Bodhisattvahood. So you're dwelling in that higher stage of Vajradharahood. And then it says, concentrate on the eye, center eye, the ornaments, and so on, respectively, starting on the center eye, then the right and left eye, then the nose, then the mouth, then the teeth, then the tongue, and then the ears, and then the earring, the snakes, the snakes. These snakes are not drawings of snakes. These snakes are live snakes. These are celestial snakes. You can almost see them hissing and about to venomously attack sentient beings, because these snakes, such as your earrings, the yellow snakes, tiny 2 yellow snakes and earrings, meaning your ears is guarded. You no longer will hear everything any wrong way, but you hear everything as mantra. So the ears will do that. And as well as necklace, you have a very long, almost like like a python, red python
giống
on
như là
your
một
red
con rắn
necklace.
đỏ ở
Very
trên
big
cổ,
one. Means
rất là
your
lớn.
speech is completely guarded from
Và
saying
cổ
anything wrong,
khẩu của chúng ta đều được
to
bảo
or
vệ và không nói
against
bất cứ điều gì sai
anyone,
trái
because
chống lại bất cứ một ai.
you are completely
Bởi
now
vì
sort of paralyzed from
chúng
saying anything
ta
harsh
không còn nói
by
những điều
this
gì
red
sai
snake
trái
on necklace.
khắc nghiệt,
Not that you will,
bởi
but
vì là chúng ta
symbolize
được
that
bảo
you have
vệ,
perfected the right
giống như là
speech.
chúng ta đã được hoàn thiện,
And
khẩu chúng ta được hoàn thiện.
so on.
Và
So
vân vân,
likewise, you have
tương tự như vậy.
this sash from your top of your left shoulder,
Và
go
ở
down to
trên
the
vai của chúng ta,
right of the right armpit,
và
comes a long white snake.
có một con
White
rắn
snake,
trắng rất là dài,
like
rất
a
là to
sash,
trên
you
cổ
know,
của chúng ta.
sash. You wear like a sash of a snake between that
Chúng ta
to
có
symbolize
một
your
cái,
right action. You will
chúng ta
never do
có một
anything
cái
wrong,
con
anything
rắn rất là dài
violent,
tượng trưng
anything
cho cái
aggressive,
hành động
anything
đúng đắn
hurtful,
của chúng ta.
anything
Chúng ta
divisive.
không có
You
làm
are
một cái gì sai
completely
trái
going to
cả.
make things
Chúng
peaceful.
ta
Even though you
làm
look
mọi
wrathful,
thứ
you're going to
đều
do very,
đều
very
an hòa, mặc
peaceful.
dù là chúng ta trông rất
And
là hung nộ.
your waistline, your girdle or your
Và
belt is made
tất cả mọi thứ của chúng
is
ta
a
như
yellow
là
snake, Vasuki.
ở trên
Means you have great
bụng của chúng ta,
self-discipline,
eo của chúng ta, cái thắt lưng của chúng ta
so much
cũng là
so
một con
that you
rắn.
will not drop your pants, as
Chúng ta không
symbolized.
đánh rơi cái
Of
quần của
course,
chúng ta, cái
Vajrapani
quần
is
da
wearing
hổ
the
của chúng
tiger
ta.
skin skirt. You will
Chúng
never
ta đã
drop
đeo một cái
because you
quần
have
da
this
hổ
strong
ở thân dưới.
self-discipline with
Và cái thắt lưng
yellow
của chúng
snake.
ta là một con
And
rắn.
then your you have in your other snakes as well as in anklets and wristlets and so on to symbolize. So you should think of them very clear. All are very clear, but nature of light and emptiness.
Mọi thứ đều là
So like
tượng trưng
a
cho ánh
rainbow,
sáng.
like a reflection of a
Là sự
moon
phản
in the
chiếu
water. You can
của
see the
mặt
moon,
trăng
but
và
it's
mặt
not
trời.
moon. Likewise,
Trong
you're
bóng
very
nước,
looking like solid
chúng ta có
Vajrapani,
thể
but you're
nhìn
not
thấy
solid. Your nature of
ánh
light
trăng
is
ở
just a
trong
hologram.
bóng nước. Nhưng
And
mà
just to
không phải
remind you
là
that
trăng
everything
thật.
in the world is an
Để
illusion.
nhắc
They
nhở
do
chúng
not
ta
really
rằng
exist as they appear.
mọi thứ đều
As
không
you
phải xuất
yourself
hiện
are meditating
giống
on the
như là
form
chúng
of
xuất
the
hiện.
deity that is there very clear, but yet does not truly exist or truly exist as it is.
Và chúng
So
ta phải
to
biết rằng mọi thứ
symbolize
xuất hiện
all
nhưng mà
of
không thực
that,
sự tồn tại như
you
chúng xuất hiện.
same zin. Same means mind.
Và
Zin means whole. Hold your mind, without
ta
any of the five
giữ cái tâm thức
impediments
của
of
chúng ta
meditation.
trong trạng thái như vậy.
The laziness, for instance. If you're lazy, you sit there, you close your eyes as you are doing the same thing, but you're not doing anything.
Giống như là chúng ta
Your
làm cái gì
mind
đó
is
nhưng
drifting.
chúng ta không làm cái gì
Not
cả.
that kind of laziness. You're very, very diligently recognizing.
Như vậy.
So if you have no laziness, you have
Chúng ta không
diligence.
có sự
Okay?
lười biếng.
If you have no forgetfulness,
Chúng ta
you have
không có sự lãng
mindfulness
quên.
to
Chúng ta có
symbolize
sự
all
chứng
of the deity's
tượng trưng
appearance
tất
and
cả
what
các
they
bổn tôn,
represent.
các cái bề ngoài, các cái特tướng của các bổn tôn như vậy.
And then if you have no dullness,
Và
you're
nếu mà
very,
chúng ta
very
không có
wakeful.
sự
If you're not scattered, you're very,
chúng ta
very
không bị hôn
focused.
trầm, chúng ta có thể
So
tập trung
this
được.
when you talk about the freedom from the impediments of laziness,
không có bị
forgetfulness,
chúng ta hoàn toàn
dullness,
thoát khỏi
agitation,
những cái hôn trầm,
over
những cái
application,
trạo cử,
non-application,
những cái
all of
lãng
these
quên, tất cả những
usual
cái, những cái
impediments
điều,
or hindrances of
gọi là những cái
meditation
trở
are
ngại
completely annihilated
và chúng ta hoàn
by
toàn
the
tỉnh giác
application of the
và
eight antidotes:
thông qua việc
faith,
ứng dụng
determination,
cái,
joyous effort,
giải
and
pháp
pliancy overcomes laziness.
để chúng ta thoát khỏi những cái trở ngại của chúng ta như là hôn trầm,
and
trạo cử,
forgetfulness is overcome by
buồn ngủ,
mindfulness. Yeah.
Chúng ta sử dụng
And
những cái
dullness
chánh
and
niệm.
agitation is overcome by introspection.
Chúng ta
Non-application is overcome by application. Over-application is overcome by equanimity. So with this in mind, your understanding of calm abiding meditation, its techniques, how to keep your mind focused and hold it without losing the grip, with the help of the application of the eight antidotes, you remedy the five hindrances. So you should stay very present and hold your mind one pointedly with the stillness of the posture, with the sincerity of the motivation of Bodhisattva in the form of Vajrapani for the benefit of all sentient beings. Yeah, incredible compassion and fierce compassion to subdue the unruly sentient beings. So you know why you're appearing in the wrathful form. Why? You're not doing wrathful form for the sake of some mundane reason. You're there to frighten the suffering and their causes out of all sentient beings, because otherwise they just wouldn't change. And so therefore your whole wrathful appearance has a serene purpose.
Phẫn nộ của mình
Yeah?
giống như là một
So
cái nút
therefore
đỏ.
your stillness and sincerity and your serenity of all the concentration should be mobilized. You can almost add a kind of boost of awareness in your eyes, ears, every single hair pulse. The whole posture is a manifestation of 32 major and 80 minor marks of fully enlightened one to liberate anybody who may behold your appearance. So with that kind of sense of pride, you should stay very present in meditation.
Như vậy, chúng ta ở trong trạng thái thiền định như vậy.
Indomitable indeed, because when you're no longer swayed or moved or shaken by any of the five hindrances. Why you are standing on top of Mara when you couldn't get rid of your inner Mara? So the Mara Aparajita that is under your feet is a symbol that you have conquered these five hindrances of meditation, five afflictions, five karmic afflictions, and that like by these very embodiment qualities of who you are, the resultant Vajrapani, dwelling on the 13th stage, in order to fulfill the wishes and desires of helpless, unruly sentient beings. So with this in mind, Vajrapani is the Vajrapani, means Vajra. What is the Vajra? Vajra is not a thunderbolt. Vajra is mind. You know your mind, you have your mind in your hand. Yeah, so you're completely aware, you're cognizant, and you're recognizing. You not only recognize your mind in its emptiness and clarity and luminosity, but you recognize that everything is a reflection of the luminosity of your mind. Whether it's object or subject or animals, all are nothing but your mere figment of your imagination. That is the Vajra. That is the Vajra that you're holding. Your Vajra is not trying to threaten anybody, hurt anybody. You're holding the Vajra so that you have realize the intrinsic nature of all things. Because mind is indestructible. It couldn't be drowned in water. It couldn't be burned in fire. So that you have mind in your hand. You know, visible Vajra is just a symbol that Vajrayana practitioners know the nature of the mind. This invisible Vajra is symbolized by the invisible nature of the mind to the people who are not uninitiated is made visible in form of five-pronged Vajra. But actually, Vajra in hand means mind in hand. You have got your mind in your hand, which is clear, empty, and luminosity. Everything that you see or know are mere imputation of that very clarity and empty nature of your mind. There isn't anything in the object that are not the opinion of the subjective mind. That is why you're hoisting the Vajra in your hand. The Vajra in hand and the deities on the walls is not to decorate the wall. That they are just visual dharma, how to control and subdue your mind. Buddha said, Sava papa akaranam, sachit upayadanam, so the meaning, you should not do any bad, negative deeds. You should do all that is wholesome. And then you should purify your mind, And this is my teaching. Edam Buddhanam Sasanam, they say. This is the teachings of the Buddha. So you can quote something like that, Sutrik, but in Vajrayana, you hold the Vajra in your hand. That's it. You have now conquered. You have stopped holding wrong views, wrong conceptions. You don't see the form, feeling, and perception as self or real or permanent. And that is you are subduing. You are not doing those. You're not doing those things. You instead have conquered the wrong conceptions and transform them into correct conceptions of the five wisdoms, which is represented by the five-pronged Vajra. So Vajra in hand is one who knows the mind, who knows the nature of the mind. So with this in mind, your left hand that holding the lasso is just to correspond with that. The lasso is to hurl, to throw the rope, to catch the unruly sentient beings, as the lasso represents mindfulness of the rope.
cái tâm thức mà lang thang của chúng ta.
So therefore, Vajrayani's depiction of deities in form of color and mood and stance and holding this, holding that, all is a visual dharma, what the Buddha taught in the sutras. That non-initiate could not understand, you know. They need somebody else who's literate to read that to them. But if you have a picture of a deity described to you like this, then you can say, wow, how the Vajrayanis, Tantric masters have revealed these kind of secret wisdom of teaching of the Buddha in this beautiful art appearance of deities like Vajrapani. So, the one who has got Vajra in hand is one who has realized the nature of the mind. So, therefore, when you're meditating in that stage, Samji meditation, you got to hold your mind. You can't say, I can't see my color. You say, I'm blue, and I'm this, and that, I have forearms, and so on. So all the appearance there, but it's empty. That is what you know. All things you see, he says, they do, she doesn't. All these things do not really exist as they appear to you. So be careful. What you see is not what it actually is. You know, what people say about something is not actually what it is. It's their own deluded interpretation of it. As most are deluded projection of our mind, most things you hear or see what people say are also deluded interpretation. So hence you're always holding the Vajra in hand to know that appearance are not real. Appearance are emptiness. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness no other than form. This is Vajrayana's skillful dispensation of the artistic appearance of the deities, teaching you the really core teaching of prajna paramita, perfection of wisdom. So therefore, for you to reach this level of meditation is very important. So you need to sit there and meditate. Meditate on that appearance and don't try to put too strenuous effort. Then it becomes a poison of samadhi. Even you visualize very clear and very light and very amazing, indescribable, you shouldn't get too attached to that thing. Even your meditation isn't going very well, you get tired and you're slipping your mind away and not able to don't get worried about that. This too is an illusion, should you think like that. Okay? Then you're holding a Vajra in your hand indeed. So in this way, you try to do the hold the mind as a Vajra in the right hand is a reminder to do that. So this is why the understanding of the deity yoga needs greater teachings. Empowerment alone, it won't do anything. If you guys, if anyone out there are collector of empowerment, don't do any practice, what are you trying to do? You have to understand sadhana like Vajrapani and then appreciate it, and at least take one or two sadhanas in your practice and then try to use it to boost your mind, to understand the Dharma, to understand nature of the mind. What are the artistic, visual Dharma that Vajrayana is doing, that exoteric Buddhism or conservative Buddhism, monastic Buddhism doesn't. So with this in mind, we need to understand the Buddhist thought and the teachings and apply it as a medicine from wrong views and wrong karma and bad thoughts. And therefore, you truly have now mindfulness. You're able to holding Vajra in hand is holding your mind, understanding the nature of the mind, purify the mind, how deluded mind is not the nature of the mind, it is just conditioned by the karma and obscuration. Because karma and obscuration can be deconditioned. You know, you can really decondition things. You can decommission them. Right now we have commissioned karma and affliction. So you have to decommission them by
thông qua
not thinking you are
không
George
suy
or
nghĩ.
Peter or Penny or Mary, but you are a Vajrapani.
Chúng ta phải nghĩ
One who's
bản
fully
thân mình
enlightened,
không phải là một
one
người
who
nào
has
cụ
no
thể, mà chúng ta
faults,
chính là Kim
one who
Cang
has
Thủ
no
hàng ma.
flaws, one who sees all sentient beings'
Và
flaw as an object of compassion and therefore treat them with great care
chúng ta
and
phải quan
gentleness to
tâm,
help sentient
phải
beings, not to
giúp
chastise
đỡ
them.
cho chúng sinh.
Although the Vajrapani looks very wrathful, but doesn't mean you
Mặc
should
dù là
resort
Kim
to
Cang Thủ hàng
aggression and
ma
violence.
trông rất là
You
phẫn
should
nộ, rất là uy
instead
mãnh,
subdue them in
rất
the
là
most
mạnh mẽ, rất
peaceful
là hùng
manner,
hổ. Nhưng mà chúng ta cần phải
without
đối xử
ever
với chúng
hurling
sinh
the Vajra.
một
Okay?
cách rất là nhẹ nhàng, không bao
But
giờ làm
because if
tổn
you
thương
hurl
chúng
the
sinh.
Vajra, you will lose your mind. So
Bởi
always hold
vì
the Vajra in
chúng
your
ta luôn
hand,
luôn chỉ
which
giữ
means
cái chày
mind
kim
in
cương
your
ở trong
hand,
tay.
Vajrapani.
Bởi vì
So with
nếu như
this
mà chúng
understanding, one needs to do the Semzi meditation, combining calm abiding meditation and hold your mind by
giữ
focusing
cái
from
tâm
the
của chúng
center
ta tập
eye
trung vào
to the other two eyes, to the
cái con mắt trung tâm
nose,
của
to the
Bổn Tôn, là con
mouth, to
con
the
mắt.
whole
Sau đó chúng
face,
ta
the
đi đến
ears, and
mũi, miệng,
orange
tai,
hairs,
rồi tóc,
and
lông mày,
round
rồi
eyes, and then the neck, and then the
rồi các
limbs,
cái
and then
cổ,
the
rồi
Vajra in the hand, and lasso in the left hand, and two other
rồi
man hands holding
hai
the
tay, rồi
demon
hai cái mắt
subduing
ấn
gesture. Your
ở trong
slightly
ấn
sort of
hàng
short
ma.
legs are stranding in a very graceful manner, dancing on top of the
Rồi cái tư
Aparajita,
thế đứng rất
who has just
là
completely lost
mạnh
control,
mẽ,
who is
đứng
holding
như mà
the
đang nhảy múa
trident and
trên
the
đài
lasso and
sen
all.
và
They
trên
have
thân của
just
con quỷ.
lost the grip of that. He just give
Và
up. He's surrendering to symbol that you have completely overwhelmed afflictions, emotions. And you are completely standing in a blazing inferno of transcendental wisdom of fire. So stay your mind within this. Just see, sort of, and survey, and yet clear but empty but still vivid, and therefore see all phenomena are by nature like this. Nothing is real. Everything is imagination. So therefore, whole teaching becomes so unrevealed through this practice when you do the sense and meditation. It's not just a mantra recitation. It's not just visualize deity. It is a visualization, the wisdom of emptiness. So get enchanted and completely uplifted by this awareness of your sensing meditation. Don't do the sadhana simply to read from page to page quickly as a kind of a daily chore. There's no benefit. Spend quality time on practice like this, and then try to understand the teachings of renunciation, of bodhicitta, and the right view. All the Vajrapani's appearance is to renounce the wrong ways. You do this with bodhicitta motivation for the sake of all sentient beings, and with this right view of emptiness of self. So Vajrayana deity yoga is an incredible encapsulated practices of renunciation, bodhicitta, and right view all together in a visual form of the wisdom of the Dharma, which we call deity. Deity is no deity unless the wisdom. So wisdom deity. With this understanding, would you not have the intelligence to keep yourself contained, have pick up a discipline to learn the sadhana, not just receive, but actually do the practice. To the extent you can see how much of the teaching is encapsulated in one short sadhana like this, how as a result of that you can really drop away, renounce your bad habits, wrong views, your obsessiveness, your compulsiveness, your judgmentalness, your criticalness of yourself, or your pedantic way of doing things. All of this is now subdued by these 8 Nagas that represent this beautiful ornamentation. So with this understanding, one needs to use the Vajrayana sadhana to accomplish. Vajrayana sadhana is to accomplish. Sadhana means of accomplishment. Accomplishing what? Accomplishing the wisdom, bodhicitta, and right view, and renunciation, and of course with all the practice that goes with that. So we will have 15-minute break now. After that, we will come to the mantra recitation and the last part of the practice.
Và phần cuối cùng của phần thực hành.
Thank you.
Và thầy xin cảm ơn. Bây giờ chúng ta nghỉ 15 phút ạ.
On the form aspect of the
chúng ta tiếp tục
iconographical symbol of
cái thiền quán về Đức
in which
Bổn
you
Tôn
appear, not
Kim
just
Cang
as
Thủ
a
Hàng
visual,
Ma.
but remembering what those
Và
qualities you
chúng ta
represent.
nhớ về tất cả những
And
chi
thus you
tiết
hold
của
your
thân
mind
tướng của Ngài.
in state,
Và chúng ta
the union
chỉ
of
giữ
calm
cái tâm của
abiding
chúng ta
and special
trong cái
insight
trạng thái
meditation.
như vậy.
So that is not
Và
something you finish off there
đó
while
không phải là cái
maintaining
phần
in
mà chúng
that.
ta kết thúc,
Then
chúng ta
now
tiếp
you're
tục
going to
duy
do
trì. Và bây
the
giờ thì
the
chúng
recitation of the mantra.
phần sang cái phần
So
tụng
recitation
minh
of
chú.
the mantra
Trì tụng minh chú
yoga
ở đây
is like when you have
khi mà
reached the
chúng
state of
ta
Buddhahood,
đã trạng thái
like
được trạng
Buddha
thái Phật
achieved
quả,
the enlightenment, then
chúng
he
ta đạt được
taught
trạng
the
thái giác
Dharma,
ngộ,
didn't he?
thì chúng ta
Likewise, after you have
giảng dạy
achieved the
giáo
state
pháp.
of
Sau khi mà chúng ta
Vajrapanihood,
đã chạm đến
now
trạng
you're
thái của
going to
Đức Kim Cang
teach
Thủ
the
Bồ Tát,
Dharma.
bây giờ thì chúng ta có thể giảng
Therefore,
dạy Phật
your
pháp.
recitation of Dharma,
Chúng ta chỉ tụng Phật pháp,
recitation of mantra
chỉ tụng minh chú
is what we call two types of recitation.
là
The
có hai loại:
recitation mantra,
chỉ
the
tụng minh chú
concentration during
và
the mantra recitation,
sự tập
and the
trung trong
meaning
quá trình
of
trì
the
tụng
mantra,
và ý nghĩa của minh chú.
as well as
Và khi mà chúng ta
you have two types of
có
recitation:
hai loại
the verbal
trì tụng như vậy,
recitation
trì tụng bằng miệng
and Dharma
và
recitation.
trì tụng bằng tâm.
So with this, first of all, when
Trước
you
tiên
recite the
thì khi mà
mantra,
chúng ta trì tụng
you
minh chú,
bless your mala.
chúng ta gia
It
trì
says
cho chuỗi tràng của chúng ta.
Brilliant light rays resembling a garland of fire.
Ánh sáng.
Now this is yourself as a Vajrapani,
bây giờ bản thân chúng ta là Đức Kim Cang Thủ Bồ Tát,
three-tiered Vajrapani,
và
what we call Samaya Sattva, Jnana Sattva, and Samadhi Sattva. The Samaya Sattva is the Vajrapani, and Jnana Sattva is the seed syllable Hung, and Samadhi Sattva is droplet in the seed syllable Hung. So this is called three-tiered sattvas. So with this, also represent three kayas: Nirmanakaya, Sambhavakaya, and Dharmakaya. The whole appearance of yourself as Vajrapani is Nirmanakaya. The seed syllable Hung represents the Sambhavakaya, and the droplet on top of syllable Hung is the Dharmakaya. So while maintaining that sense of pride and clearness, then when you engage in mantra recitation, you bless your mala, and then you recite the mantra. First do the verbal recitation mantra. You recite the mantra while doing the concentration. Brilliant light rays resembling a garland of fire, shine for infinitely from the mantra rosary. Your mantra is the syllable Hung. The rosary is Hung Vajra Pe, Om Buddha Dhammara, Buddha Adipati, Aksho Bhikri Dhanasrava Buddha, Preta Pishachana Sadaya Hung Pe. So that is the actual mantra that is circling in your heart, So that's what it describes. Mantra rosy of the syllable, surrounding syllable Hung, resting upon the sun disk in your my heart. So you have to have sun disk upon which seed syllable Hung stands. Light rays pervade my entire body. So when you're reciting mantra, all the mantra radiates and vibrates and resonates, and then all the light rays pervading your body, entire body is filled by light, and making it luminous. Your body is already luminous, but it's becoming even more luminous, and it burns away all and purify all illnesses that are within the body, as well as plagues, malignant spirits, doubt, fear, anxiety, ill will of others, malice of others, the judgment of others, all such things, as well as any other obstacles, maledictions, witchcraft, mischief caused by all spirits, all sentient beings, friends, foes, new strangers, all of those things. Imagine your body is issuing all of these things. As a result, it burns, incinerate, purify all of this. By the power of the compassion of yourself as a Vajrapani, whose embodiment of growthful compassion, tiny miniature Vajrapanis, when it says countless tiny miniature Vajrapani, growthful ones, similar as appearing oneself, issue out from every hair pores, and then it goes and reach out and eject and reject and annihilate and evict all evil things from your thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the habits, or whatever they are, all are expelled. The blessings, compassion, power of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas converge upon yourself. So these are all happy. Like your heart chakra is the epicenter. From there it issues all this light as now it is magnetizing, converging upon yourself all the Buddha's power, compassion, wisdom, in the form of light rays and in images of tiny miniature Vajrapanis are absorbing back, and they're all absorbed in the syllable Hung. So with that concentration, then you recite the mantra Hung Vajra Ped, Hung Vajra Ped, Hung Vajra Ped, Hung Vajra Ped. And so whether your mala is made out of bodhi seeds, or whether your mala is made of Rudraksha, or made out of crystal, or pearl, or whatever it is. Some people tend to use pearl and crystal for white, peaceful practices, and they tend to use amber and things like that for enriching and increasing practices. They tend to use red coral for powerful practice. They tend to use bone or skull, made out of skull for awful practice. Anyway, whatever material mala you have, you should then recite the mantra Hung Vajra Pe, and Om Buddha Dhamma Buddha Adipadi, or you will Sarva Buddha Preta Pihisana Sadaya Hung Pe. So you should regard your left thumb as a kind of hook, and then you therefore invoking the worldly and transcendental worldly siddhis to be magnetized into you. That's the purpose of that. And then you should samadhi or concentration, that when you're reciting mantra, that as we just read before, that it is seed syllable hung from your heart goes to radiate many brilliant rays of light, and that seed syllable hung in the 5 parts, goes out. And then it enables you to have the mind of wisdom, discerning the non-duality subject-object, seed syllable hung, and in your heart, radiating from that this knowledge and message, it fills your body, it goes out the world, heals and subdue all, makes honor enlightened ones. The mantra rosary is Hung Vajra Pe, circling clockwise. And then outside that, the long mantra is the outer ring, outer mandala. And you may visualize the color of the rays of light shining from your heart, either white, if you want white, peaceful blessing, yellow if it's enrichment blessing, red if it's for power, or wrathful, the dark blue. So you can vary the color of the light rays radiating from the mantra rays. So in this way, you stay very present, and without distracting, you recite the mantra Hung Vajra Pe, Om Buddha Dhamma Buddha Adipadi Ashava Kritan Sava Buddha Prita Pishazana Sadaya Hung Pe. So in this way, you recite the mantra as many as your commitment or your time will allow you to practice the recitation mantra. So the meaning of the mantra is Om Buddha Buddha Dhammara. Buddha Dhammara is a mantra has come from the Chakrasambhara and Hevajra. So it's mainly a mantra to subdue demons. The demons are external, terrestrial, subterranean, and extraterrestrial. These are three types of demons: from outside, above, and on the ground, or below. This kind of demon. There are many types of external, internal, secret demons. So Dhammara means someone who subdues all those three types of Buddha Dhammaras. Buddha Dhammara, and then Buddha Dhammara. Buddha Dhammara. Then when you say Buddha Adipati, Buddha Adipati means Lord of the demons. Buddha is demon. Adipati means Lord of demons. Buddha Dhammara, Buddha Adipati. Buddha Adipati means Lord of the demons. Akshobhya Kiritana means Akshobhya means Akshobhya. Kiritana means crowned. Crowned by Akshobhya, isn't it? So because Vajrapani is Lord Vajrapani belongs to Akshobhya, so he is crowned by Akshobhya. Buddha Adipati Akshobhya Kiritina. Then Sarava means all. Bhuta means demons. Preta means hungry ghosts. Pishacha means cannibals. Sadaya means accomplish, so means subdue them. You become completely overwhelmed them. And so you are, this is a causative expression of sadaya. Sadaya. So you need to accomplish. What do you have to sadaya? Hung, which means the transcendental wisdom dharma dhatu. You will call the syllable hung the wisdom of dharma dhatu. Yeah? So what really you're saying is you are basically you are calling all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and there you're imploring their mind stream great compassion, because if you call John will come to you because you're calling John. When you're calling all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in wrathful form like that, then you're also calling all of them to bring all the common and excellent siddhis, accomplishment. So common siddhis and worldly siddhis. Like short life, you become long life. Short temper becomes very patient. And people who have a lot of discontentment have contentment. People who have a lot of self-criticism have no longer self-criticism, a lot of self-love and gentle. These are common siddhis. If you have changed these things in you, if you want these things to change in you, you should practice the sadhana with a lot of concentration, devotion. Buddha Dhammara, Buddha Adipati, Ashva Kritina, Sravan Buddha, Preta Patience, Sadaya, Hung, Pe. So that's really your calling the Buddha within you. It's just like that when you call the name of a goddess or Buddhas or Yidam or deity, they all say, oh, he's calling me. Just like you want to call John among a crowd. There's so many people, but when you call John straight away thinks, he's calling me. And he's going to turn, who's calling, what for, and so on. Likewise, when you call Vajrapani Manita, Hung Vajrapani Buddha, Dhammara Buddha, Adipati, Ashva Kritina, Sravan Buddha, Preta Patience, Hung Pe, you are actually calling. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have vowed to be present as soon as they hear you. Because Buddhas are omniscient. As soon as you call for them, you will get. So if you are fearful or unsure or something, straight away sit down and recite the Hung Vajrapani, Buddha Dhammara Buddha Adipati, Ashva. If you can't recite the whole long mantra, just say Hung Vajrapani, Hung Vajrapani. Just watch your breath, slowly calm down, Hung Vajrapani. If you're not appropriate to recite verbally out loud, just mentally recite the mantra. So you can actually quickly go and quell those obstacles, demons. So therefore, reciting the mantra is calling all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So that is the mantra recitation. After you do the mantra recitation, then you do the what we call the diamond recitation. To do the diamond recitation, first of all, you do the exhalation of residual breath or stale breath. So you do the ninefold exhalation. Ninefold exhalation, you sit upright, sit in the correct meditation posture, exhale through the left nostril. So when you exhale through the left nostril, you block the right nostril like this, and then slowly inhale in order to make a good, meaningful exhalation. Yeah? And likewise reverse that, and then inhale from the right nostril to fill the lung to exhale. Likewise inhale from both nostrils to exhale from both nostrils. This is getting rid of desirous demons. Getting rid of hatred and angry demons. Getting rid of ignorance, stupidity demons. So with this mind, you exhale from the left, right, both, left, right, both, left, right, both, 9 times, and to clear your airways from any kind of negativities. So that is very, very, it's a cleansing. It's a cleansing your airways that are contained with polluted with some stale breath, if you like, stale breath. And then what you do is you do the diamond recitation. The diamond recitation is visualize that the breath, while you're inhaling, you should think of white color, oxygen, white color, love and blessings, beautiful bodhicitta, kindness and virtue of all beings from the ordinary to the Buddha. When you inhale, it comes like a white Om, and mentally say Om, and say mentally count Om. And as the oxygen goes in your lungs and you permeate and slowly hold the breath, when you say hold the breath, mentally say Ah, and imagine the whole interior body is reddened by the white oxygen went into your lung. It becomes part of your nervous system and the blood. It reddens your whole interior. Mentally say Ah. Then as you say Hướng, as the Hướng resonates, as you exhale, when you say the Hướng, imagine all the exhalation that goes out of you, because Om and and Hướng, when you say Hướng, dark blue color leaves with all the dense and tense energies leaves. And so in this way you count that as 1. Inside Om, inhale Om, retain Ah, red color, exhale blue Hướng 2. Inhale Om, retain Ah, red color, exhale Hướng. Not just the Om and Ah, Hướng are bright, white, red, blue, but each time the oxygen also that comes into you from outside through the nostrils all the way in the body all become white and light. As soon as it goes into your blood system, nervous system, and you say mentally Ah, it reddens your whole, liquefies your whole body, and it changes the very blood and its quality. Red blood cells increase, if you like, whatever the new things, the red light. And when you say exhale, say blue Hướng, and then release the tense and worries and fears, anxiety, uptightness, and all the fears and anxieties and worries and sadness or doubts. All of those, just breathe out Hướng, count at 3. In this way, try to do this. This is called every round you recite Om, inhale, Ah, hold, exhale, Hướng 1, next one 3, next one 4, and you do that as many times as possible without losing the count. This is called diamond recitation. This is sometimes called miniature completion stage practice. Miniature completion stage practice. It's called diamond recitation. Very, very famous. Because this is taught in the Vajra Tantra, and this Vajrapani is Vajra Tantra, you're allowed to do this. And so this diamond recitation is very, very powerful. And the mantra Hướng Vajra Pe Om Buddha Dhamma Buddha, if you say the Hướng Vajra Pe 21 times, then the main mantra Hướng Vajra Om Buddha Dhamma also 21 times. It doesn't take very long. Just have to have the quality of attention and intention and retention of those. It's not the length of time you spend in a session. It's knowing why,
Chúng ta cần
what,
phải biết tại
how
sao, cái
to
gì,
do.
như thế nào để làm.
That's why these teachings
Đấy là
I
cái
regard
việc mà
very
giáo pháp,
important, more
cái việc giảng
important
pháp này rất là quan trọng
than
hơn,
just receiving
hơn là chỉ
empowerment
là
after
có nhận
empowerment, daily
quán
after
đảnh,
daily,
hết quán
without
đảnh này
doing
đến
even
quán đảnh
one
khác,
practice.
hết
That's
bổn
not
tôn này
really
đến bổn tôn khác.
correct
Đấy là
method
điều không
practice.
phải là một cách thực
If
hành
I
đúng
am
đắn.
the
Nếu
advisor to
tôi
people
là
about
người cố
spiritual
vấn cho
practice,
mọi
this I
người về
strongly
cái việc thực hành
recommend
tâm linh,
that
thì tôi
don't
muốn
just
nói rằng
collect
đừng
empowerments.
có mà thu thập các cái lễ quán đảnh, thu thập các cái quán đảnh,
You have
đừng có siêu
more
tập các quán đảnh.
empowerment
Chúng ta có
if you
nhiều quán
receive the
đảnh.
teachings.
Nếu như mà chúng
It
ta thọ nhận
empowers
giáo pháp,
your
nó sẽ
intellectual,
tăng
emotional,
cường cái sức khỏe, cái
language,
trí
and
tuệ, cái ngôn
understanding.
ngữ, cái sự hiểu
That
biết của
power
bạn.
gives you more
Thì
power than the
cái việc
ceremony
quán đảnh đó
empowerment.
nó sẽ có
I'm
tăng
not
cường năng lực
saying
cho quý
there is
vị
no
nhiều hơn
blessing in the
là
empowerment.
nghi lễ. Tôi cũng nói rằng là không có
Of
sự gia
course,
trì.
every
Tất
Buddha's
nhiên
teaching
là
has the
mọi cái
blessings.
giáo pháp của Đức
It
Phật
just
đều
boosts
có sự
your
gia trì.
confidence, your
Nó thúc
knowledge,
đẩy
your
cái sự
understanding of
hiểu
truth.
biết, trí tuệ,
Of course, they're all
sự tự tin của
empowerment, so
chúng
to
ta đối
speak.
với
But
chân
one
lý.
shouldn't be
Tất
too
nhiên là có sự
enchanted
gia
by
trì,
ritualized
nhưng mà chúng ta đừng có
ceremonies
chỉ là
and
tham
not
dự
give
các nghi lễ
credence to
đó
the teachings.
và không có
So I
phát
like
tâm
to
đến
see the
việc
Sakya
mà
friends
lắng nghe giáo pháp.
try to
Tôi
diversify
đánh
its
giá rất là
approach
cao Pháp hữu
and try
Sakya
to.
đã cố gắng
It's not so
để
much the
tổ
number
chức
of the students
không phải là chỉ
or
là số lượng
participants,
người tham
it's the
dự
quality
mà là
that
chất lượng
our Sakya friendship
mà
can
các
actually
cái
promote.
pháp hữu
Even if it's a
Sakya có
few
thể thúc
number
đẩy.
of
Nếu như
practitioners,
mà chỉ cần có
but
một số
those
ít
who
người thực
do
hành thôi,
we have
nhưng mà chúng ta
actually
có
know the
thực
ins and
sự
out of the
hiểu
teachings,
được
and
cái
they
bản chất
actually
của
have
giáo pháp,
directed their
thì
life
chúng
accordingly
ta có thể
because
điều
they know
chỉnh
the
cái cuộc sống
teachings
của
so
mình
well.
theo giáo pháp. Thì chúng ta
Otherwise, it becomes
nếu
very
không có
theistic as
thì
you are
chúng
receiving
ta
some
thọ nhận
blessings from
rất nhiều sự
empowerment
gia trì
only,
từ các
and
cái lễ
you are
quán
not
đảnh
doing
và chúng ta
understanding the
không
teachings.
hiểu cái giáo pháp.
So that's why
Đó
it's
là lý do vì
important.
sao điều rất quan trọng.
I know that His
Và
Holiness
tôi
Sakya
hiểu
Kong
rằng là
teaching
ngài
gave this
Sakya,
empowerment sometime in the
ngài Pháp
past,
Vương Sakya
and
trong quá khứ,
no matter how few the people are
dù là có ít
attending these
người như thế
teachings,
nào tham gia
we
cái buổi
should
giảng
do a
pháp,
service
thì
so that
ngài
our
vẫn phụng
understanding
sự
of the teaching
và để giúp
makes
cho chúng
us
sinh hiểu cái giáo pháp.
not just a recipient of the
Không
teachings,
phải
but
là chỉ
also
là thọ nhận giáo
practitioner of the
pháp mà được phải là
teachings.
người thực hành giáo pháp.
And so
Do vậy,
to do the practice, you got
để
to
thực
know
hành
the
được giáo pháp,
teachings,
chúng ta cần phải
know
hiểu giáo
the
pháp,
structure,
nó
the
còn hiểu cấu
meaning,
trúc, cái
symbolism,
nghĩa, biểu tượng,
qualities,
cái
and
phẩm
most
tính,
importantly,
và điều quan trọng nhất
application.
là việc ứng dụng.
And so in
do
order
vậy,
to have
để
that,
có thể thực hiện
these
được điều
teachings
đó,
are very, very
các
important.
bài
So
giảng này
that's
rất là quan
why I
trọng.
want to
Đấy là lý do
explain
vì
the
sao
mantra
mà
recitation
thầy
has
giải
verbal
thích
recitation
cái
and the
việc mà trì tụng
diamond
minh chú
recitation,
có trì
and then
tụng bằng
followed
miệng
by
và
the
trì tụng kim cương, và tiếp theo là
the
phần
diamond recitation is
cái
called
phần trì
miniature
tụng kim cương
completion stage.
gọi là
Miniature
phần
completion stage
hoàn thành, giai đoạn
stage
hoàn thành
practices.
thực hành.
So once you finish
Và
that,
khi mà chúng ta
then
kết thúc cái việc
you
đó,
can recite the
thì chúng ta
Vajrasattva
có
mantra
thể
3
trì tụng
times,
minh chú
Shri
của Đức
Heruka
Kim Cang Tất
Vajrasattva
Cả 3
mantra
lần.
3 times, is so that all the addition and deletion and
Tất
distraction
cả những cái
that may have occurred during the
lỗi xuất
sadhana
hiện
practice
trong quá
will
trình
be
thực hành nghi quỹ của chúng
rectified
ta
and
để có thể được
and
tịnh
corrected
hóa
by the
và đều
Vajrasattva
được điều
mantra
chỉnh thông
recitation.
qua cái việc trì tụng minh chú của Đức Kim
And
Cang Tất
so
Cả.
after that,
Sau đó thì
so if you then you go and do the prayer, following prayer. Oh, Shri Vajrapani. So here you are
sau đó thì
calling
chúng ta tụng
yourself
cái
Shri
lời cầu nguyện
Vajrapani.
xong.
Because on top of your crown is
Bởi vì trên đỉnh đầu của
tiny
chúng ta
Akshobhya Buddha.
là
Akshobhya
Đức Phật
Buddha is
Asukbe.
Vajrapani, Vajrapani is Akshobhya, no
Đức Phật
difference.
Asukbe chính là Kim Cang
Please
Thủ Bồ
bless
Tát, và
all
Kim Cang Thủ
living
Bồ Tát chính
beings
là Đức
and
Phật
myself.
Asukbe.
They're all obstacles and
Với đấng
adverse
Kim Cang Thủ,
conditions
hãy
such as
xin gia trì
mischief
cho tất
wrought
cả
from
chúng
the
sinh và bản
above.
thân con.
Mischief wrought
Rằng
from
mọi
the
chướng
above
ngại và bất
refers
thuận
to
duyên.
the extraterrestrial. People talk about planet, their star positions. Today is not a bad day. My star is there, and people are really, really superstitious. And some of them also seem to like that, because bad star affects you. So that's mischief wrought from the above means stars, planetary gods or deities or some beings up in the space. They're not necessarily good ones. They're just really vicious beings. So that refers to that, mischief wrought from the above by malignant spirits, planets, and hermits. See, it says it. Spirit planets. Of course, planet really doesn't really harm, but some people believe their superstitious belief says the planetary position can be in the wrong position and things are not really going to be auspicious because of the wrong planetary position and spirits and some hermits that has been bribed to curse over you by other people. Mischief wrought from the below. Mischief wrought from below means subterranean. Subterranean, this is real Nagas. Below, malignant spirits, Nagas, earth spirits. Earth spirits means Prithvi Devi. So these are underground ones. So people who play in water or who do a lot of things with the water have very vulnerable to be harmed by spirit beings in the underground world. Particularly with water, if you dirty the water, if you throw dirty things in the water, and the pond, a lake, and so on. So even to take bath, to swim in the ocean is you are going in someone's backyard, and you're bearing yourself with a little undie and going in there. For them it's filthy, So basically we are upsetting. This kind of belief definitely exists. Some people, they wouldn't use the water to wash. They firstly thank the water god and what they call the Varuna goddess of water. They take her permission so that you can use the water before you dip in. There are such beliefs in the old days, people have disregarded water. They have dirtied the water ponds, water holes, springs, and the lakes and rivers, throwing rubbish in them. This definitely upsets the spirit world, Nagas and so on, Chans, and a lot of what we may call I don't know that word here. Anyway, water-related spirits. Mystery wrought by malignant spirits, the middle sphere. Middle sphere refers to terrestrial. That means people. Kings. King spirits means authorities. People who are senior to you, people who are your peers, and uncles, aunts, such X and Y, and friends, and so on. And they speak against you, or malice against you, or all these things. So all of those things, people are so unfair sometimes. Over small things, they make so much problem for you, and you are so disturbed by that, mischief wrought by that, wrought from the demons, middle sphere, king spirits, denizens, and like, may be allayed. You're praying, may all such extraterrestrial, middle sphere, subterranean, may all of them be allayed, not even arise. That even that we may quickly attain the stage of King of Wrathful Ones, the subduer of demons. So this is really you're requesting the blessings of all the enlightened ones. So with this in mind, you have concluded the Vajrapani, but now you do the final part. The final part is the dissolution meditation. Dissolution meditation is very clearly written here. Light rays shine from the seed silver Hướng in your heart, causing light rays goes down, touch the lotus beneath your feet, the moon and the demon Aparajita, all dissolve into blue light, which absorb into yourself. So all your seeds, and include the demon, dissolve and absorb into you. And then the upper and the lower parts of the body, your head and your legs, all dissolve simultaneously, absorb into the sun disk in your heart. Sun disk dissolve into the mantra rosary. The mantra rosary dissolve into the seed syllable Hướng. The lower part of the seed syllable Hướng dissolve into the upper bar. Upper bar. And upper bar dissolve into the crescent into the droplet into the taper dissolve unobjectifiably into emptiness and clear light. So you have, I don't know whether the sadhana you have the sadhana that you have the showing the 5 parts of syllable hung or not, but I think we have given you the syllable hung inside your the handout, syllable hung. But this syllable hung has 5 parts, as you can see. This syllable hung 5 parts. See the lower part. Lower part of the ha itself, and then the top, the bar here, and then the crescent above here, crescent, and then the droplet, and then the tail, nada. So visualize the slow kind of dissolution, and then in sequentially, you should do the visualization of dissolution very, very clearly. Doing the dissolution visualization is to overcome, not only to overcome, but to emulate the elegant way to dissolve and pass away into nirvana. So it is practice of the Dharmakaya, so that you are not afraid of death, you are actually rehearsing the inevitable dissolution, disintegration of your earth into the water, water into the fire, fire into the oxygen, air into the consciousness into freedom from the mortal body. And like that, so your white element, the red element from the Father, and all of them slowly dissolves, and there's no heat, there's no oxygen, there's no temperature, no breathing, and you pass away. Enlightened ones do this elegant way of passing away parinirvana by showing lots of miracles and beautiful experiences and mystical experiences of people who die. So instead of fearing death or denying death or desisting death or denying death, bargaining death, angry that you will die, angry that someone died in your life and you couldn't recover from that ever since, you lost such and such, and ever since that you're mourning, because you're attached to something as if they are permanent, as if they should stay longer than they last, as like they should do this instead of that. This kind of going wrong direction. All the rivers flow downwards and drops into the ocean. You expect the river to reverse, go backwards, go back to the snow peak mountain. It never will happen. So our life is heading for the inevitable death. So Buddha taught a great deal about the merit of meditating on death. In the convention of monastic meditation on death, they actually make you to meditate on the dead body, the carcass, the blue, the red, the smelly, the kind of torn apart body that has no eye there, but still some other parts. They meditate. Those are the kind of monastic way of meditating. In Vajrayana, we don't do that. We ourselves meditate in the form of a deity and then do this small, slow dissolution visualization. So this practice becomes a form of a kind of every dissolution visualization is a form of is a technique to overcome fear of death and also to actualize your ability to realize Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya purifies fear of death, and Rupakaya purifies fear of rebirth. So with that, then we have concluded the Vajrapani Sadhana and its teachings. All of you have taken great effort to receive the empowerment and to listen to these teachings the last 2 nights. Now it's very important that you will learn to do the practices accordingly. So I'm asked to give the oral transmission of the sadhana. The idea is that not just receive another lung, another empowerment, but as a result of receiving the lung and the teaching, you should do the sadhanas. Anyway, so I will do the lung now. Namo Arya Gadalo Dana Jinga Trugunda Me Gananda Ro Kunjidana Jezava Tamje Kodo Dage Chudan the Bachana the Modi Judo Namo Guru Banza Lamora Daga Ju Bemane Nagarin Jamagon Gondo Yungoro Jago Chapter Jaza the way Yangana Manyan the Yellow the Jinalo and Jetta the Janiba Ravachi Shiraz and Namja the Yellow the Jinalo Shiraz and Junazare the bandit, Kungas and Wallace on the Kunga, and the Gunja Valajas and Buddhas and Gapas and Tavalas on the Yushin, and Gaja goes a Kunga, Sonaria, Jugulas, and Hundreds of Guinas on and so on the Yushin, Chola Namja and the Josan and Gwenas, the Jang and Disney, on the Yushin, Gala goes over the Jezo. Jam going to Jin, you can get a guardian, Mesalamos on the Yushin, Yellow, Namga, and Ranger Georgia, and Nagajan was on the Yellow Kunga, the Jezong, but a little machine, Yajaman, so on the Yusang and Dinian by Rimsi, Judah, my dollars in the Lamalas on the Sayulamas, all on the General Bajimalas, and Rocky, the Diamond under Brazil, Gunja, Legion. Sungor was a benda here, Jonah letter, Sanda, Nanjong, like him, a Kujogam, Benjamin, and some Yakuya, Dagat and Kanyasan, and Nazo, and Sunjan, some Yamasungas, or Dagat and Ranaki Yatan Yamaya, Tuzogam, some Yamaya, some Yamaya, 2 years on Dagat and some Yichu, and Sungan. Yamdajin Yabaya, don't ever and the Janus, Donna Dagi, and the Tamjada, Sanda, and so you do the Masado, you jet and change him so on the budget, so on the Yulamandina. John then the Bazada was Janangi, give out the moment. Tomorrow, my bed of Dajazu, you bought the Yana Shabandina, Yedam de la Merchant, Dribble, and Angela, Shera Pandan, you could go Pandan, and Raging, or ever bandage in the Java. So that concludes the lineage guru prayer of the Sadhana. And now the main Sadhana is Namon Guru Varanavara, Jumbuji, Command, Jamna, and Dadan, and Mesim, Georgia does me the Vogudan and the Jibon, but don't the public and the Zod, and you was a Bandela Madame, and I mentioned the public and I just Lama, the Daza, and you can't be you love the same gin. Same Jitamji, and so was I command at the edge of the church, a patch on the music of the New Zealand, so you rank to one as Dalan and Consum Malazano, Zerger, and Rimo, Della, number. Chu on Bujum, the sciences of Sokobanza, Saman, the Shevichen, on Buddha, Sabare, Argam, on Badi, on Diva, Alonga, on Bezagenda, on Benza, shout out, Chebe, Consular, and the regular science of Solas, and Ranjin, and Jokers, and some gentlemen, Java and Labens, and Jelen, some Josem, the other, and the Donga, maybe the other Meravan, and Shatan, Jebe, Semeshi, Gom, Omashine, the Yenemedo Zomba, Jeju, the Nazi Contigu, Jordan, Mimi, Raindom, Mimi, don't money, Nazanamgada, you don't bang along, Jemama, only also Juvala, Doje Balap, Doje Porashi, and Yeshev, another real Jew, Nazabamanda, Majev, in the high legend, the Jingo Tais, and Hoye, Tina, also Juvala, Zeno, or running, also, they are longer tell us, so, same Tamjin, and the director to my him. Jivatam Jan, turned to the John, and they also Juvala, Rani, Trojo, Bachanan, the Bunjumudi, Shaji, Shashu, Chai, down with Dojing of Randy, Machata, Umbe, the Zucha, and Doji Shavan, the Zajan, the Bunjumudi, Chayan, the Shachevas, and Jalan, Man, Malan, Dumi, Jenson, Damid, the Mara, the Mema, the Odmo, Genbo, and Tobacco, Monga, Lomanga, the Jamaji, and talk about Tangamo, Xavier, Madame Jumboshi, Medova, Mixum, Malabashi, Damar, and Chigoyan, Toba, the Zizon, Zimba, Dabaji, Meji, and Jazz, to Shi member when I shoot, but they draw I'm going to Mamo to a home. Only the river in true Ombojum, Sanjay, Zoran, Benz, the Saman, the Jen, and Buddha, Sabari, Benzargam, the Bandam, the Bibim, and the Diva, Benzalaga, Benzangan, and Benzan, Benza Shabda, Jevish, Down, News, Lion took only the river, Benza Saman, the Jen, Benzagula, Sabari, Argama, Bandam, the Bibim, and the Diva, Benzalogam, and Benza Shabda, Jevish, he was the dog, Bongo, Zado, so Cheta, Bazan, Lana General, like Junado, the agenda Sawata, Gada, King, Sama, Jira, Joseph, Vijayan, Julo, Mijibu, Mingmeni, Virgin, and Zomani, Gobaja, Tijan, Command, Young Jitation. Tipjin and average Hebada, Zava, Ning, and Jinchi, Share, Hong Benza, Virginia, the Kunala, and Shimabala, semi union to Della, and Demig, Tukani making going home, the Andigo, also you will remember, as about the village, China, Tamsin, Cows, and now Nerim, don't get check up, Metamima, and nobody saying Pabu Bogani, round the Trojan bottom ever to budget the Sarge, Sanchez, Joseph, Tamji, Tuja, Chalan, to Tamji. Jom den den jit ko da number de rang ge to ge hong la den ba ju ro hong ba da ba da ba da de ba da a ju ge na sa ba da ba da bi ge na sa je an de me nga shen de do je de ba jin yan ten jo ba na ta ma ja de ba chan de ju mo de da sim de ding de sa da zhang song na ba da on de le da sa de ba de jung ba jian ze ne ba la so ga ji ba ji xi min ju ba da nyu de zhe mo ju de ge ma to ba ji ya la de xian de be de ji ba rang ge ning ga ne ze zhe这边变大中介吧，但是那边就在让那边吧就让你这个月的么的就都给红这个的了，红一了的，在红给下就考报了的考报，我了我那这了，那这这个的这个拿到了拿到，明明吧啥东西的，这能能当的这招我们这么都给完的，有的说这个嘛了吧，这啥啷个。这所以我的莫能到的让你那个他们就了多些破烂样些也喜欢那个je ne bra san la nyen de chen da chi da tu chi de tu zum je je nga tong bum cha chu da nga ren bum cha chu da wa xie ban de de ne dam ba dam je me ji de zum je de ze be je ju che jung ning bu de nya za la de ra zo ko kon jo lun de je ja wa ge da la ba ne me zo du gan de ba shin de ma rong ba na ze de le jung ga ba ra do de je ra do ba de je gon la jun de wa cha la ro ba jo. So that's conclude the oral transmission of the sadhana of Vajrapani. That too is written by illustrious Ngorchen Gunga Zangbo. So when you finish that, after you do the dissolution, and then you reappear, imagine on your forehead is syllable Om, and your throat is syllable A, and heart is syllable Hum. So your post-meditation appear as one face, two arms, Vajrapani incognito. You should always think wherever you are dwelling as a Vajra palace, you should see everything as a pure, divine, transcendental wisdom manifestation. All your sound you hear a mantra, or your thoughts are illusion. And don't dwell on any thoughts, let alone objects of thoughts, real or this or that. See them as all transitory, dependently originated and ever-changing things. Because of that, they are like illusion. Illusion, for a few minutes, the illusion looks real, but after a while, there's no trace of it. Like that, all situations in life are like that, aren't they? There are many things you have, but they're no longer there, you know. So why you wanted to think it was there? Because there's nothing lasts. So well, you're going to get something that not last, you know. Like Pavlova or something, you know. You can, for a few minutes, there is there and then disappear. Everything is like that. So this is ultimate teaching. You should stay very present, post-meditationally, that all things are like illusion. This is meditation of meditation, you know. So even you're not sitting down and doing some lengthy sadhana, but as long as you maintain these post-meditational right views, all appearance of deity, all sound is mantra, all thought is an illusion, a constant changing thing. And you should always remain very present. That is the Vajrapani application. You should see others as none other than Buddhas in the form of the Vajrapani. You have the pure perception. Because when you think positive things, you will see positive things. And so the whole idea of sadhana is to enable you to switch your mind on, to be with your mind, and not to with things and illusions or stories or experiences, as if you are either attached to them even though they have no trace of it, or your aversion to it as if that didn't go very well and you still think it's still happening to you now. They are not. They are all illusions. They all just disappear like a mirage. You don't go and try to drink a place where you saw a mirage a couple of hours ago. You know, it might be just a sandy beach or just a dry, bleak land. There is no water there. It never will quench your thirst. So see them as illusion, and then you will not get attached to even good things. Let alone have aversion to the bad thing. How long is a bad? Because even bad ones also disappear tracelessly. And that is real
Và
Vajrapani qualities.
cái phẩm tính thực
You
sự
have
của
the
Kim Cang
mind
Thủ
in your
đấy là
hand.
chúng ta cần phải kiểm soát được
You
tâm
have
thức
your
của
mind
mình.
in your hand,
Chúng ta
see
nắm
all
giữ được
things
tâm
as a
thức của mình ở
reflection
trong
of
tay
your
của chúng
mind.
ta.
If your
Chúng
mind
ta
is
phải
full
hiểu
of
được cái
loving
sự
kindness,
phóng chiếu
then
của
you
tâm
will
thức
see
của
all
mình.
sentient beings
Và
deserving
chúng ta
loving
phải
kindness.
thấy chúng sinh xứng
When you have
đáng được
lots of
sự
fear
yêu
and
thương.
doubt, then you
Khi mà chúng ta có sự sợ
experience
hãi
hostility
và nghi
coming
hoặc
from outside, even though
thì
they haven't got the slightest intent to do that. But we start projecting, we start seeing
chúng
things.
ta luôn luôn phóng
So our
chiếu
mind is quite capable
và tâm của chúng ta hoàn toàn
of
có
losing
thể
itself
và đánh mất
if
bản thân
we do not
nó
hold
nếu
it
như mà chúng
and
ta
keep
không
it firm. So
nắm
that's why
giữ cái
Vajrapani
tâm
is
thức của chúng ta.
main
Đấy là
practice
lý
of
do vì
Vajrapani is
sao mà thực
power,
hành Kim Cang Thủ
is the
Bồ Tát
symbol of the Buddha's
chính
power.
là
Is
biểu
Buddha
tượng
has the
cho sự
power
dũng
to
mãnh
govern
năng lực
one's mind.
của chư Phật. Đấy là
That's
sự
the real
năng lực
Buddha
để có
power.
thể kiểm soát tâm thức của chúng ta. Đấy là năng lực thực sự.
It's not some kind of Buddha power using for worldly mundane,
Không phải là sử dụng năng lực của chư Phật
purposes to
và những mục
achieve
đích
this,
tiêu
to
của thế
reach
gian
that,
để
to
đạt được
become
điều này,
famous,
điều
or
kia, để trở
to
thành
become
nổi tiếng,
materially successful.
để
These
trở
are
thành
not
thực sự là
power.
thành công.
Lots of
Đó
people
không
have
phải là sức mạnh.
incredible wealth and power,
Một
but
số người
what?
có sự giàu có rất
They
là
have
lớn, thành
just as
công
much
rất là lớn,
suffering and
nhưng
negative
mà họ
karma
vẫn đầy
behind
đau
that.
khổ và đầy ác
So
nghiệp.
we're not talking about
Chúng
using
ta không nói
Vajrapani
về sử
to
dụng Kim
try
Cang
to
Thủ Bồ
get some
Tát
power
để
to
đạt được một
dominate
số
over
cái sức
others.
mạnh để
Not
thống trị
like
người
that.
khác,
With
không
the
phải như vậy.
Vajrapani is
Mà Kim Cang
to
Thủ Bồ Tát
conquer your
là
inner
để
demons,
chinh phục
to
chính cái con quỷ
subdue
bên trong
your
của chúng ta,
unruliness
để hàng
of
phục những
thoughts, of
cái
words, of
suy nghĩ
deeds, and
sai trái,
habits,
lời nói, hành động,
and
thói quen
perceptions.
sai trái, nhận thức sai trái của chúng
So
ta.
with this,
Như vậy là
we have
chúng
concluded
ta đã hoàn thành
the teaching
cái phần giảng dạy
on Vajrapani
về Đức Kim Cang Thủ Bồ
Mara.
Tát, Kim Cang Thủ Hàng Ma.
So thank you for
Thầy
having
xin
me
cảm ơn
and
đã thỉnh mời
Sakya
thầy
friends and all the
và xin
everyone
cảm ơn
who
Pháp
have
hữu Sakya
taken part
và
in
xin cảm ơn tất cả quý
doing
vị đã tham gia
being
cái
with
buổi
us.
giảng ngày hôm nay.
Và yeah, I will do a short dedication
Thầy
in
sẽ
Tibetan
thực hiện cái
from
phần
this
hồi
very
hướng công đức
text.
bằng tiếng Tạng.
We are seeing our world going through very tough times.
Chúng ta biết được
And
rằng là thế
we're
giới của
all
chúng ta đang
worried
trải qua
about
một
our
thời
poor
kỳ rất là
world.
khó khăn.
I'm sure you
Và
will
thầy
share.
sẽ hồi hướng công đức bằng tiếng Tạng.
Yeah, this short prayer here. Gedan lagban jamba zo nuga deje bawa je shindu deve joze marum banam sarju jo tele jungwe gewa ye doje rabdun bawa Digi jingro gunjunen dewa jala rawa jo gere donda jeje jewa minden nebe jendan rawa dan deban rujan buzon zo traje de jan dindre dele jo shija za jene dan rengo dan gere jenden den janga le zo gela bade jewa yin jungbo neva jiwon ze do zo ganda dondan za yun jiba dan jeten do dan do ze me Medame ma inje na ba na nye ze dam je shevran ze do zo lo we yen do do da ma tu dan ja de ga zo ma je dan gan dan nyam je ba da me je ma dam je je wan ze do zo je do be jan je je wa la je dan nan ge za ye bar de je ba de nye wa je wan ze do zo chang ju sem je ren bo je ma je ba nam je je ba nyam ba me Gone gonde bewarajo. Thank you, everyone.
Thầy xin cảm ơn tất cả quý vị đạo hữu ạ. Thầy xin cảm ơn.
I'd like to rejoice all of your
Thầy
good
xin
efforts.
tùy hỷ và
Thank
tán
you
thán
for
công đức của tất cả
our
quý vị
fellow
đạo hữu.
translators
Và cảm ơn công đức của các phiên
for
dịch
giving your
đã
time
cung cấp và đã dành thời gian
doing
để
these services for the benefit
phục
of all
sự
our friends.
vì lợi lạc của tất cả các
May
đạo
you be
hữu của chúng
all
ta.
physically
Và
well,
cầu nguyện cho
mentally
tất cả
very
các phiên dịch
sane, emotionally
đều khỏe
very
mạnh về thân
kind,
và tâm
and become very still and
tiếp
focused.
tục tập trung
And do one thing at a
và
time. Don't
làm
try
một
to
việc một lúc.
do many things.
Không
Just do
làm rất
one
nhiều việc
at a
một lúc.
time and
cần làm việc
mindfully.
một việc
Then
một
you
lúc,
don't have to double up the effort.
và chúng ta không cần
Don't
phải
overplan
gấp
things.
đôi. Chúng ta
You know,
không
things may
nên
not
lập kế
happen.
hoạch quá nhiều,
Do
bởi
what
vì
are
mọi việc
reasonably
có thể
possible to
không
do,
xảy ra vì những lý do khác
and
nhau.
do with a lot of
Chúng ta hãy
humility
làm với sự khiêm
and
tốn
grace and
và
acceptance.
và chấp
Then
nhận,
we will be benefiting other
và chúng
people.
ta có thể làm lợi lạc cho rất
So,
nhiều chúng
but
sinh
we
hữu tình.
try to do so
Và
much
chúng ta cố
on
gắng
top of one another, planning
làm
too
rất
many
nhiều
things
thứ
one top of
với
another.
đặt rất nhiều kế
It
hoạch,
can be very stressful,
thì nó có thể
and
rất
then you
là mệt
can't do
mỏi,
the many things you want to do,
và
and
chúng ta không thể
then
làm được mọi
you
thứ.
all of a sudden redo and something, try to make up for it. It can
Và
be very stressful.
chúng ta
So
có thể làm
don't
cho cuộc
bring
sống của
those
chúng ta rất
demons
mệt
of
mỏi.
over application.
Đừng có
Do
trở thành một
do
con quỷ
reasonable,
lập quá
moderate
nhiều,
amount of time,
và chúng ta hãy sử dụng thời gian một cách
just
hợp lý
for yourself and others.
cho bản
I
thân
know
mình.
the translators have been very,
Biết
very,
rằng chúng ta biết rằng các
very,
phiên
very
dịch
cooperative.
thì rất là hợp tác.
So
vậy,
Sakya friends
Pháp
can do
Sakya
this
có thể tổ chức
as much as it has,
rất nhiều
but
các sự
don't
kiện
try
như
to
thế
do
này,
too many
nhưng mà
empowerments
đừng cố
after
gắng
empowerment
làm
without
quá nhiều
supporting
quán đảnh,
teachings. This
hết
is
quán
my
đảnh này đến quán đảnh khác.
advice,
Đó
because
là lời khuyên của tôi,
I live in the West
bởi vì
30
tôi
years.
sống ở phương Tây hơn 30
I
năm,
hardly do
và
empowerments
tôi thấy rất ít khi
more
tổ chức
than
quán đảnh,
once or twice or
hơn
maybe
1,
3
2,
times a year.
3 lần
I may
năm,
be busy doing teachings
và thầy rất là bận
almost every
rộn,
weekend.
bận rộn
But
giảng pháp tất
the
cả cuối
empowerment I
tuần,
do are very
nhưng mà
rare.
quán đảnh
Why?
phải thực
Because
hiện rất là ít,
I find
bởi
that
vì
giving the
thầy
basic
thấy rằng
teachings of
là
the
cái
Dharma
việc mà
to the
truyền
people
trao cái giáo pháp căn
far
bản
more. While the
thì
number who come may
quan
be
trọng hơn rất là
fewer,
nhiều.
I
Số
don't
người
see
đến
the
thì ít,
empowerment
nhưng mà
brings
tôi
more
thầy không
people.
thấy là quán
Because
đảnh
I'm
có thể
not a
mang lại
high
nhiều
lama
người hơn,
or people with
dù
big
đấy là các bậc
titles
thầy
and that sort
có
of
cái
thing.
vị trí rất
People,
là
Tibetan
cao,
Buddhism
hoặc
is
là có danh
often
vọng rất là
lost in
cao,
that kind of thing.
và thầy
But
không
remember,
thấy điều đó.
Buddhism now come to
Và
the
Phật pháp bây
21st
giờ
century.
ở trong thế kỷ 21,
We have to tailor the
chúng
teaching
ta
where
cần
our
phải thiết kế
people
cái
need the
giáo
Dharma.
pháp, bởi vì mọi
We
người cần
shouldn't
giáo
be
pháp,
too mystified by the
và chúng
names,
ta không nên
status,
làm thần thánh hóa giáo pháp.
blessings and all
Chúng
that.
ta không nên
You
thần
know,
thánh hóa
real
cái việc gia
blessings
trì.
is being able to
Cái sự gia trì
understand
thực
our
sự
mind
là sự hiểu biết thực sự về giáo
and the
pháp,
teachings of the
thấu hiểu
Buddha.
về giáo
Buddha
pháp,
knew
thấu
everything.
hiểu giáo pháp của Đức
You
Phật.
know, and our Theravada and other Buddhists don't even believe Buddha ever taught about Tantra or
Giáo
empowerment.
pháp tức là những người theo nguyên
And
thủy, thậm
majority
chí là
of
họ
Buddhists
không bao
are
giờ
not
tin rằng là
Vajrayanas. They
Đức
are
Phật đã dạy
Theravada.
những
Look
Kim
at the
Cang thừa.
countries which are Buddhist. They
Có
are
những
Sri
nước
Lankan,
mà theo
they are
nguyên thủy như là
Burmese,
Sri
they are
Lanka,
Thai, Cambodia,
Myanmar, Thái Lan,
Laos.
Campuchia, Lào,
Those are very
những cái
strong
quốc
Buddhist
gia
community
mà
for
là những cái
thousands
cộng
of years.
đồng
They have stayed that way.
có cái lịch sử hàng nghìn năm,
And we Vajrayana have
và
no special qualities
họ
if
không
we
nghĩ
do
rằng
not
là một Kim Cang
adhere
thừa
to
có bất
the
cứ một cái
basic
đặc biệt điều
fundamental
gì nếu
teachings
như
of
mà
the
chúng ta
Buddha. So
không gắn với
promoting
những
the
giáo pháp căn
fundamental
bản
teachings of
của Đức Phật.
mindfulness,
Như vậy giáo pháp căn
kindness,
bản là gì?
right view,
Chánh niệm, chánh
compassion,
kiến, từ
through
bi,
meditation
thông qua
is
thiền
very,
thiền
very
định, thì
important.
đấy là điều rất là quan
And
trọng.
sure, there will
Và
be
chắc chắn rằng
small number of
có
people
một số ít người,
who will have karmic,
những người có
I
những
would
cái
say,
kết nối
fitness
về nghiệp và
to
phù hợp
appreciate Vajrayana.
để đánh giá đúng
But
về Kim
remember,
Cang
if
thừa.
you
Nhưng
when you receive empowerment,
khi mà chúng
you
ta
need
có
to know
nhận
the
quán đảnh,
sadhana.
chúng ta cần
And
phải
then you
biết
meant to
nghi
do
quỹ,
sit down and do
và
the
khi mà chúng
sadhana.
ta ngồi xuống để thực hành nghi quỹ,
If you do that, one
nếu như
sadhana
chúng
is
ta làm
mostly
một nghi quỹ
adequately able
cách phù
to
hợp,
teach you what
thì chúng
constitute
ta có thể
Vajrayana's
hiểu
unique
Kim Cang thừa
features.
những cái tính chất
Like
của
I
Kim
was
Cang thừa.
saying, the
Giống
Vajrayana
như thầy
is a
nói,
skillful
Kim Cang
visual
thừa
dharma
là những
and
cái
symbolism
cái
and a
biểu
color
tượng giáo pháp
and a
rất là
form and a mantra
thiện
and a
xảo, rất
mudra
là hữu hiệu
dhyana.
thông qua
But
việc
basically,
thực
it's the
hành
same
minh chú,
teaching of
thiền định và
kindness,
thủ ấn.
renunciation,
Nhưng
bodhicitta,
mà
and
chúng
right
ta
view.
cũng thọ
These are
nhận
the
chánh kiến,
fundamental teachings it is
tâm
tried
xả
to.
ly,
It has
từ
no
bi.
separate aims and
Nó không hề
objectives.
tách
Its
rời
intention is
mục đích.
Maya and its
Mục đích
bodhicitta.
của nó là
The
tâm
only
thức
methods
và
of
bồ đề tâm,
meditation is
và
different.
phương pháp
For
thiền định là khác
instance,
nhau. Chẳng hạn,
instead of
thay
meditating
thiền
oneself
định
in
ở
bringing a
bản thân chúng ta,
graveyard,
ở
seeing
nơi
all
nghĩa
these
địa,
dead bodies
thấy
surrounding
được tất
you,
cả những cái thân
and then
thể
try to
thối rữa
develop a
xung quanh
strong
chúng
sense
ta
of
và phát
renunciation
triển
as
cái
a
tâm xả
monastic
ly.
meditation
Đấy là cái
Buddhist
cách thức
teaches.
thực hành tu
Vajrayana
viện.
teaches
Nhưng
that
mà
your
các
body
đạo
is
sư Kim
covered
Cang
with
thừa
snakes
thì
and
lại có thân thể trang
your
hoàng
neck
bởi
is
các cái con rắn,
wearing a
cổ
garland
thì
of
đeo
blood
một cái
dripping
chuỗi
heads,
tràng, Các cái sọ người còn đang
So it is teaching on a many different symbolic level, on that level, but actual purpose is the same thing: to renounce self-grasping, to renounce the wrong views and affliction, which are the true origin of suffering. Nobody wants suffering, but if they don't know the origin and the correct one, they do not know how to destroy and uproot it. So Vajrayana is a skillful way, and those of us who have some connection with the Vajrayana needs to qualify our practices and not increase the quantities of empowerments, but boost the understanding of few sadhanas that we do, and then have this incredible appreciation of all other deities and so on. Never mind different lineages, different traditions. They're all Indian. They're not Tibetan. They're not Sakya. There's not Kagyu. There's not Nyingma. There's not Gelug. These are all Indian. All the sadhanas came from India. Like if you look at the lineage gurus, the first Tibetan is a Parilotsawa. Parilotsawa received this sadhana from Amoghavajra. Yeah? So Amoghavajra received it from a few Indian teachers, because Tibetans don't keep a long list of Indians because they can't remember them. If they have 3 or 4 before the first Tibetan, that's pretty impressive. Like the Kagyupas, if they can go as far as Tilopa, they think it's pretty contented. And they think Tilopa got straight from Vajradhara or something. Likewise, Sakyapas thinks if they could go as far as Virupa, they think that's pretty impressive. And Nyingma Pas is as far as Padmasambhava. Look first, it's even more later. If they can go as far as Atisha, they think that's enough. If you really go and come on, can we go and retrace the lineage before Atisha and go back? They say, we went to Sumatra or somewhere. He went to Indonesia to get the teachings. Tibetan thinks the teaching came from India, and Indian thinks teaching came from Sumatra. So this way of tracing the teaching shows how short a memory we have kept the lineage. We only tend to remember the people that we think we like to know that belongs to our race. So maybe there are 30 names in Sakya or Kagyu or Nyingma lineage gurus, but Indians start with maybe Naropa or Metripa and then Tilopa. That's it. That's enough, But they think Tilopa is a superhuman. He doesn't have to have his own teacher and so on and so forth. All these Buddhist lineages in Tibetan Buddhism are all Indian, So there is no really case for fragmentation into lineages. When you understand true deity yoga, is to nullify the nullify the borders. We need to bring down all the borders. We don't build anyone. We just need to demolish all the borders of egoism and us and that versus them. So, because Tibet is such a country that is situated far away into the Himalayas, geographically very isolated. So, people in Tibet was even more isolated from each other. Anybody who's on the other side of the river is the other lineage. That kind of attitude. But today we are in the 21st century. We are outside those Himalayan gorges. We are in the international cities, and so we need to universalize the Dharma as timeless, as a wisdom teaching that respect no bounds of space, time, and knowledge. We need to universalize these teachings as timeless teachings of the Buddha, Shakyamuni, not give credit to particular one or two lineages in particular, but to one and only Buddha lineage. So we have come to this 21st century where we have to learn to rejoice the all universal brotherhood and sisterhood of Dharma, not let the Dharma to be fragmented in the name of lineages and tradition. Particularly when the whole teaching is about realizing selflessness and bodhicitta, the core principle of the deity yoga is the wisdom of discerning emptiness of self. And so the Tibetanness or lineageness has to dissolve with
cần
that.
phải hòa tan, cần phải hóa tán như vậy.
Selflessness of phenomena of lineages, traditions, ethnicity. We need to appreciate the overall the umbrella of the Dharma, the cool shade of which whoever gets to rejoice in them can have the heat of suffering reduced dramatically. So Vajrapani Buddha Dhammara is Buddha, is enlightened mind. It's not some kind of monolithic deity from Kashmir or from India that came to save Tibetans, okay? It never did. It's not a monolithic external deity. It is the wisdom of emptiness that is so powerful. Buddha of power is the mind that understands emptiness and then have great compassion to show the compassion to those who are not able to understand this, and then caught up in this us versus them, like the fightings in the Middle East and every trouble spots in the world are all caused by division and fragmentation. May the power of Vajrapani and knowledge that we have exposed to have the power not to divide, not to one from the other, but we become all one, like Vajra in your hand. When you understand your mind, you don't create any boundaries. You break the boundaries. You hurl your Vajra to break the boundaries of us versus them. But we are all within the protective dome, Vajra dome of Buddha Dharma, the refuge in which we have enjoyed the cool shade so that we don't suffer the scorching sun of divisiveness. We need to be unified. And particularly those of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you have been exposed to different other Tibetan lineages, and you should rejoice all of that, diverse social lineages, and see them all as the Buddha lineages, and therefore any lineages, whatever you have, they are all Buddha lineages, and we should develop pure perception and respect others, and not become attached to ours, so to speak, because we are all part of the whole one world, for the benefit of whom that these teachings of the Buddha is the panacea that we want to propagate. Thank you very much. So I don't know where that comment came from. I thought we finished the teaching a while ago. But nevertheless, we had a bit of time. So thank you very much. Everyone, thank you.
Thank you, thầy xin cảm ơn.
Dear friends, on behalf of Sakya Friends, I express deepest gratitude to Rinpoche Lama for his profound teachings on Vajrapani Buddha Dhammara practice given yesterday and today. Now it is the time to put Rinpoche's advice into practice and to transform our mind and our lives owing to Dharma practice. Also, we are looking forward to new Dharma events which will be given by Rinpoche for Sakya Friends in the next month. Thank you so much, dear Rinpoche. Many thanks to all the translators, and see you everyone on next live stream of Sakya Friends.
Của Pháp Hữu Sakya.
Thank you so
Xin
much.
cảm ơn và xin hẹn gặp lại.